What's up, everyone? Actually, I gotta go check something really quick. Be right back. Okay. Did I fix chat? Did I do the chat things yet? No, I have not. All right, give me 1 sec. Sorry for the chair stream for a little bit. I think that's it, right? Let's see. There it is. What's up, Slider? Randy, woo! I like it. What's up, Randy? I did watch your stream a bit earlier as well as your video, so that was interesting stuff. Yeah, Omi, Veve, all that stuff. I'm mostly focused on the Veve market, but Pasternak, what? Who's this guy? I don't know who this guy is. Hammond's been bothering me on X to start a stream. I don't know if it was you or someone else. But like, when live stream, I'm like, all right, I'll do a live stream. What's up, Adrian? Pixel Trader, also a Vibe Tribe member. What's up? FA Chair, yeah, you guys saw it here first. OG Veve Collector, what's up? Yeah, I've been watching a lot of Informant streams, watching him pump his bags, which I don't mind at all. We're starting, and that's how you know. I think when the bull runs here, like when people start to starting to pump their bags again, because like who was trying to pump their bags like 6 months ago, right? At least on Veve. Like, no one was like, everyone should buy my Todd or my this or like whatever. Like, everyone's trying to pump their bags, especially this metallic red Spider-Man. So, where's this red Spidey price gonna go? Sales at 225 are quickly picked up. I've made some really cool picks with this piece. It does look awesome. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I do think it looks cool. It's just not something I care to chase, like, personally. Like, there's a lot of other stuff I'd rather collect than the, like, metallic, like, red Spider-Man. And who knows? I mean, people can make all kinds of groups, right, in the future. Like, there's already... I remember there was some talks about, like, a Marvel logo group. I don't know if you guys remember that. Oh, my gosh, the song is loud. I don't know if it's just me or what, but let me know if the music's too loud. I'm still playing with, like, my sound levels and stuff. Like, the music should be heard, but not, like, overwhelming. If that makes sense. I can even, there we go. But yeah, so the red metallic, I don't know. I've already I feel like it's already kind of done its thing. It's already like pumped like twice. And I just don't, there's usually some pieces I just don't care to chase. Like I went for it on the drop. I did not know it was going to go for 150,000 MCP points, but it did essentially, right? That was like the bare minimum you had to bid in order to win. So yeah, let's go ahead and just like pull it up here really quick. I'll zoom in so you guys can see what the heck's going on. So this is the red metallic right now. It's at 246 right now. It did pull back to, what was like its low point? I mean, right after the drop, it went as low as like 150, I believe. And then it ran up to, I'm trying to remember where it like ran up to. There's some things that I still been meaning to do a video reviewing Stacker, because there's some things I do like that they made a change on, and there's some other things I'm not a huge fan of that they changed. Yeah, so these are all market purchases, but it still has like all the prices the same. Like I'm not sure how quickly that updates. I mean, that's today, right? Yeah, someone bought up a ton of these in the market. Yeah, I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 red Spider-Mans were bought today, or at least as of like midnight last night, right? So probably in the last like 12 hours, 11 were sold or bought. Why is my chat not showing? There we go. All right, sorry about that. VVOG collector, the groups for collectibles are so 2021. The groups for rare collectibles. Or sorry, the groups the groups for collectibles are so 2021. What do you mean the groups? I'm a little lost. You need to start an X-Men logo group. Ooh, not a bad idea. I had Red Spidey on rebound. Nice. Yes, 150 back up to 340. Now at 250. Yeah, so I will say, like, I mean, MC's already hinted that this is going to get an airdrop, right? Or some sort of craft or whatever. I mean, he even talked about it more on Informant stream this morning. I'm trying to remember. I'll have to like rewatch it. I don't know if he said that like each set is separate. Like, okay, that previous red metallic set is like done, right? The Avengers Tower with like all the previous red stuff. And I don't know if Spider-Man's like the start of a new set for a new craft is starting with those. I have to like reread that. Not reread it, but rewatch that video. Because I wasn't sure if he was saying like this is the start of a new set or like this kind of just keeps building upon the red metallic stuff. So I'm not too sure on that. The secret Telegram group for every grail, so 2021. Yeah, I agree. The ones, well, that's the thing. It's, I mean, there's going to be a lot of groups that are going to get made, but like only a handful will actually survive, right? Like you have to kind of like be active, continually shill it, or whatever requirements the group has, right? I mean, I could see some groups where they're like, they kind of, I wouldn't say force people, but they like ask their group members, you know, like, hey, tweet this out. Just like crypto, right? Like, hey, tweet out about the red metallic Spider-Man, like upload 1 AR photo a week to stay in the group. I don't think it'll be that exclusive, but who knows? Like anybody with enough money can just buy a whole lot of a collectible and like create a group and keep people in or keep them out. Doesn't matter. So airdrop or something confirmed for Red Spot. All he said, I believe, was that is that the red Avengers Tower is the first craftable thing, and he heavily insinuated that there's going to be like more later. He said like essentially the red Avengers Tower was just going to be the first of more. So I don't think he's expressly said that like there will be more airdrops and crafts coming, but he's like heavily insinuated that like multiple times on multiple different like streams and channels. So that's the man, and that even happened. I don't know if it was the same day. No, it was like the day before. I think the first time he mentioned it was like the day before the Red Spider-Man dropped. I think it was on O'Malley's Space, which I'm rarely in spaces, but I'm glad I tuned into this one. And I thought he mentioned that kind of that same thing, that like, oh, the Avengers Tower, that's only the first one. He would say stuff like, oh, that's only the first one. And so I do think the Red Spider-Man's price is kind of propped up right now because of that comment. I don't think it's the whole reason why it's at 240 or whatever now, but it's definitely a part of the reason. But yeah, that's crazy. Someone bought 11 of these the other day. I couldn't even afford it, to be honest. I only had 120 gems in my account. I couldn't even buy Red Metallic Spider-Man, I think, if I wanted, when it got down to like 150, 160. But I did manage to sell a few things. I think I did manage to sell a Grogu. I did manage to flip one. I didn't even bother to go for the Spider-Man 2099 today, but I did just flip the common. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of bids up now. Yeah, like I bought one for $11.99. Like there was one person just like, there's a handful of people just flooring them for 12, and I managed to just sell it for like $15.50 or whatever it is. God, look at all these bids. Yeah, some of these are pretty. People were flooring 3-digit commons like on the floor for like 12, 13 gems, like pretty low 3 digits, like in the 300s and stuff, which is kind of surprising. Who's this Yusef guy? So wait, you're telling me this guy has a ton of these 3 digits, silver level. He's been around since October 2021. That's like when I joined. No, that's like almost the exact same month I joined. Or is that Dino? D-I-N and the 6 supposed to be an O? Two sets. Yeah, maybe they were just quick in the market. Like I managed to snipe a 11.99 one. You might have was just super quick with it, but this many. Oh well. Spider-Man movie is out and no DC on Veve. Yeah, dude, there hasn't been a DC drop in what, a year and a half on Veve. It's been about that long, I would say. All right, let's close this. Oh yeah, we're gonna look at a little bit more on this. So the 2099, I do think, I will say it seemed like a lot of people won on BE stream when I was watching I keep saying BE and like Informant, I don't know. At this point they're like interchangeable. But it seemed like a lot of people did get the SE and SR. I mean, you had above a, like, what was it, like 15% chance or something like that. But I do think a lot of people did lose out on profits. Like a lot of people that did win, I think the red SR Spidey and maybe like went for this to play off that. But BE did get a special edition Spider-Man 2099, so good for him. Okay, I'm actually glad now that they removed, because it says the floor price is like 15 gems, right? That's because they ignored the... Hello? The auction prices, because I think that was like making it really annoying to find. Hello, market? It's like, it says I have to log in. There it goes. That was weird. Yeah, like all these weird bids are just like throwing off the price. I'm kind of glad they cleaned that up. Wow, floor price for the SE is 1,400. SR is 250. Yeah, we'll give this one some time. Are there been... Is this one on here yet? I tried to look this up earlier and it wasn't on. More collectibles. Okay, there we go. It doesn't have the special edition. That's weird. It doesn't have the special edition on Stacker. Collectibles, show more collectibles. Yeah, interesting. It doesn't show the special edition. All right, let's look at the SR really quick. I think the old Stacker too, if I remember right, I think it also had like an actual like time too, like a timestamp. Not just the date, but also give you like the time. Okay, so if I click on the transaction, it just doesn't work. Yeah, like I can't tell if this was bought, you know, 1 minute ago, or was it bought, you know, 4 hours ago, like right before, or like right after the drop happened. Oh well. Did any of you guys get lucky on this Spider-Man drop? To be honest, I just passed, and I was just going to play the flip game, like potentially with the comments if I felt like they were going really low, because I did think the comments were going to settle between like 12 to like 16, something like that. I didn't think they were going to go below it, and that's why when I saw some people listing it for like 11, I'm like, wow, that's really cheap. So I ended up getting one of those. Okay, there's a bid going on for that one. Clever Jerk, okay. Trying to see if I remember any names. Not really. Dad, father. Okay, this person followed me on X, I think, like right before the stream started. And Kirby. I'm sure there's some names I'm just not recognizing, but you hit the comment, yeah. Did you at least get like a good mint, or not really, dude? Some of these 40 gem collectible drops, like I know the drop sold out, but again, I know it's kind of survivorship bias, right? Because the only people that are like tweeting and like shouting how well they did, right, is the ones that got SEs and SRs. But yeah, there's some people that didn't, you know, come out of this too well. Well, that happens. That's kind of how the blind box format is designed. That's how you get these ones worth as much as they are. Stormtroopers moving. Partners was at 1,800 not too long ago, so I mean it's so thinly traded. Of course, it's just the price is gonna swing a lot. Like people, you know, people are undercutting by like 250 gems plus, except for around here. But down here, yeah, some of these people are just trying to get rid of it. Who's this banana coin person with 2 Todds or 2 Waltz? What if you hold the common from this and the 3 upcoming drops, and you can use these to craft a full animated SR Spidey 2099? Yeah, anything's possible, dude. Like with these like red metallics, like it's a new line of collectibles or a variation of it, I guess. I don't know, I guess it's technically like a new line of collectibles, but based on like already existing statues that are on Veve. So I mean, I don't know how much. I do know the red metallics exist in like real life, but I'm not sure like how popular they are, right? Like collecting, you know, Funko Pops or whatever is already kind of like a niche collecting. I wouldn't say niche, but it is a collecting thing. And then also collecting like red metallic, like Marvel characters on top of that. I'm not sure. They did it with the Hulk drops. Was it the common for everything? Or did you have to have like one of each Hulk? I think you just needed one of each Hulk, right? And each Hulk was a solo drop, so you kind of had no choice but to get the common. But for this one, like, yeah, I mean, they can do whatever they want with these red metallics. Do you own, I'm assuming you own a red metallic VVOG. Oh, you mean also the common from 2099? They could. I will say, if any IP, yes, you do. Okay, that's cool. If I will say, if any IP can pull off some like crazy, ridiculous like crafting mechanic, it's probably Marvel. They're the only ones that are actually like doing crafts and burns on the consistently, right? Like every comic gets burned every 3 days. I don't think they've had any. They do collectible burns, but like rarely, right? It seemed like it was every like maybe once or twice a year. They'll just make an X post and just say they're burning these collectibles. Yes, I mean only the comments from the 2099 drops. Yeah, they could. Because they did say there's 3 more variations of 2099, right? Coming out, or like more of that. Let me see. I'm pretty sure that's part of this. And if we scroll like all the way to the bottom, yeah, right here, Spidey sense tingling. So there's more of them coming out. So yeah, there could be like rollerblades, like a hockey outfit. That's what it looks like. Yeah, one of these could be craftable. Like 2 are commons, but like this last one is a craftable or a burn mechanic. And holding the commons makes you eligible for a craft. Yeah, they could definitely do that. I do like this format though, to be honest. Like if Veve keeps doing this like format of common, secret rare, but then also special edition, like they almost kind of came up with like another variation of a secret rare that's even more secret rare, right? the special edition. And that way you almost have like 2 chasers, right? Because I feel like when there's, you know, there's like 300 SRs, then yeah, the price for that SR could go down, right? Because there's 300 people with the SR. But now it's like, you know, you have 200 people with SRs and then like 100 SEs. That's pretty cool. The True Media Group, D, what's up? What up, vibes? We vibing, stopping by real quick to say, hey, yeah, thanks for stopping by. Are you guys have something starting soon on your stream? I feel like whenever I randomly turn into YouTube or like look at your guys' content, you guys are always doing like a live stream or something like that, which is cool. They will announce it only later so the sales go up again, so market gets a boost. They could. I mean, we don't know how soon these drops happen. Like we've seen it before with red metallics that for whatever reason, it like red metallics has been a thing that like, what was it? Like there was like red Doc Ock was first, and then the second drop happened like a full year later. And then it took them another like 9 months or something like that to then release like the third drop. And like these last few drops have actually been like somewhat pretty quick, but I don't know, I think it really depends on how quickly they drop these Spidey 2099s. Like I hope they do them here in like maybe the next couple weeks, maybe a month at most. Like having 1 drop a month is probably good spacing, but Pasternak says D, yep. Just speculation. Yeah, it's fun to speculate. I've kind of swung back and forth between like speculation. Part of me is just like, just stick to what's in front of us and only care when Veve actually like put something in writing, which is kind of true, right? Like I'm also kind of got to the point where I just stick to what Veve actually posts, like on Twitter, on like the YouTube channel, because a lot of stuff is said but doesn't happen, or you know, announcement this or partnership that, or you know, whatever it is, and it just doesn't happen. Went crazy selling the pump, 2,300 gems, baby. Let's go. Yeah, Spidey 29. I'm like I said, like I skipped the drop on purpose. I wished everyone else luck. That was going for it. I think we'll just close this. We don't need it anymore. But I was not gonna chase it. Like my strategy is a bit different. If you want to just, if you want to just like force people to randomly go for the drop, tune into Informant stream like on drop day. Just like peer pressure him into buying the drop. He'll do it eventually. You saw the new Fantastic Four collectible they're dropping, Human Torch? No, I have not. Whoa. Wrong button. Is that on Twitter or something? Let me pull it up over here. Actually, whoops. Did they like just announce it now or something? You saw the new Fantastic Four collectible they're dropping? Who? Is it on... Did Veve announce that a while back? I'm on their Twitter. Informant is a bad influence? Yeah. I think we're a bad influence on him and vice versa. Cannot send you on X. Did they like accidentally... It's on the blog post. Did they like accidentally leak it? Cannot send you on X. Oh, did someone manage to screenshot that really quick? Do you mind if I quote you? Ah, you already put it out publicly. You're fine. It's pretty cool. I haven't seen that. What's that? Did someone just like sneak that picture in or something like that? Oh, I was not even showing it on the thing. My bad. There we go. Dude, that's cool. I feel, is that real or is that faked? I feel like honestly with that's something you like could fake potentially. Not like the whole animation, but just like just taking a static screenshot of like kind of like these animations. The blog will come out tomorrow, they said. It is real. Okay, cool. All right. Now, I mean, it looks really good, but all right. Just put some eyes reacting to it. That's cool though. Thanks for yeah, thanks for sharing that. Did he share that on, I'm assuming it was My Collectibles. Or was that on like the live stream yesterday? I did miss the live stream yesterday. Where him and Corey were, I'm sure, talking about the New York Comic Con thing. It was in the video yesterday? Okay, that's what I figured. All right, I haven't seen it yet. All right, yeah, you got it. All right, is there any collectibles you guys are looking at? And while you guys are doing that, I'm going to look at like what's up and what's down. Or if there's any collectibles you guys want me to look at. I'm still thinking about doing a video on first appearance versus scarcity. I think that's just like a very bread and butter like topic, but I think it's like a good topic to kind of be had, because a lot of people that are collecting, they either go like with, you know, first appearances or scarcity or a mixture of both. So state, I don't want to do the 24-hour trend because it just gets a whole bunch of random comics. Actually we can do it with collectibles. Collectibles, it's not as bad. All right, there's Nemo. I know Wes likes Nemo. Secret rare. You guys are missing out. There's, I think, 88 total or something like that. I'm trying to remember how much VV withholds. But that one's up to 13 hundo. Winter Soldier, probably pumped because of the drop a while back, right? Yeah. Going for 16 gems. Dude, I should have bought one at this price. It was that's pretty darn cheap for a SR. Marvel Mighty, especially. Yeah, I got down to like 23 gems at one point. Now it's up to 60. I think it's obviously because of the Bucky drop or something around there. They also showed some VV music for November. All right, okay, I gotta watch the video now. I haven't watched it at all, so. Some VV music. Okay. Thinking maybe OG Spidey set holders will get an airdrop. Oh, you think so? They could. Yeah, I need to check out that video. I'll watch the video and get an idea for the music. I don't know. It's as much as I want to believe that. I mean, they could do like a craft or something like that, but like an airdrop, I don't know. Like, I'm trying to remember the last time I actually got like airdropped something. Probably, actually, there's been a few airdrops, but it hasn't been Marvel. It's usually been like the independent artists, because I got airdropped like that Planet Death poster. I got airdropped that poster, but that's not like Marvel or like Disney. I think like Marvel seems to like the crafts more. Maybe because you actually have to like pay money for the craft. I guess not every craft costs money, but. Like I want it to happen, but doing an airdrop or a craftable drop that happened like 4 years ago, I'm not sure if that's gonna happen, but it could. I'll say until it happens, I'm not getting my hopes up. Like they might do it for like a smaller drop or a different set, but that's right. What's up, VV Wheels? Metaverse Live music dropping in November with rare, ultra rare, and SR. Metaverse Life. I don't think Marvel those airdrops because that would be cool. I don't think Marvel. Maybe Craft, yes. Yeah, I just don't see him doing like airdrops all that much. So it's usually crafts of some kind. Dad Olive, what's up, dude? What up, vibes, dude? Just hanging out, looking at the market. I've been seeing on Informant streams, I've been seeing like a lot of like old names pop up. Apparently, some of the names I'm familiar with, some I'm not. But I mean, if Informant is saying that there's like old names or people like Bruin88, I know is one, and there's a handful of other people too that were showing up that I haven't like seen in months or even like nearly a year plus. Oh wow, Metaverse Life does music. I guess so. I didn't know that, but that's cool that they can put music on there. Anything community related, like I think like the music, obviously we already have that with the fish, fish. That's what it is. I used to be really active in the fish. I won't say really active, but I was active at one point in the fish community. Then I kind of got busy. I'm still in the Discord, but like anything I think connected with a content creator or someone else in like in the space of the community, right? Like Metaverse Live or being involved in like the fish community. Like I think they do tend to do like airdrops, or probably want to incentivize Veve to do like airdrops because they like it, right? Because I mean, if you're involved in fish at all, like you get tons of airdrops for stuff. And so I can probably imagine something similar potentially if there's like music coming out. Could you talk me out of picking up the set? I only like the Spider-Man SR and common anyway. Yeah, then just get what you like, dude. I mean, if you want to collect the set, like that's a cool set to have. I'm gonna say like one thing I'm kind of reconstructing. Like I really wanted to chase a Walt at some point, and I might still get one, but for me, the hardest part of all this is going to be like selling your stuff, right? And when you only have one of something, it's like really hard to know when to sell it versus if you have like 5 of something. That's just my strategy, but yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't. Yeah, don't get like a whole set just because you think like there might be some sort of airdropped or craftable thing like in the future. Like, just get it because you like it, not because you think there's going to be some like unknown utility later. Cool nerd. Oh, what's up, Informant? How you doing, dude? Cool live stream. Congrats on the SE. I know you're going to be flipping some tables if you didn't get at least the special edition, or at least the SR on the drop. The special edition was the bonus on top. I know it would have driven you up a wall if you would have gone for a 4th one and it still didn't land an SR SE. Would have turned your mic into a fastball across the room. I try not to egg you on, but it's just too funny not to. But we love you, Informant. We do it because we like you. What's going on with Modville? I've been kind of keeping close track on how many are left over in the shop or the store. There's 54 left, so I mean, I do see this comic selling out in the next like maybe few days. Because I think when I checked yesterday, it was at like 82. I think that's what I commented on your... I don't know if it was yesterday or the day before, but I don't know. In one of your streams, I did comment, oh, there's like 82 Modvilles left. So, I mean, at this rate, it should sell out in the next like 2 days. Maybe 3, I don't know. And if it gets to that point... I did manage to actually grab the 169 because it takes place in the year 2169, so I ended up getting mint 169. Where is it? Oh, it's down here. Mint 169. So in a weird way, I do kind of have the year in here. And I think I bought this for 10 gems. Yeah, 1069. So I paid like a 1 gem premium, but I got the mint number. It is good for TV. Yeah, exactly. Adro, what's up? Thanks for stopping by. We're just checking out Modville really quick. I do think this one, it's getting pretty close to selling out. And I have no idea. This is 110% speculation, but I mean, we have been getting quite a few like airdrops and stuff, right? For kind of like newer third-party independent artists like comics recently, like Planet Death, and I think there was another comic too that had some sort of like thing around it. But I do think this could be one of those weird ones that might have some sort of craft or airdrop involved. And if not, then, you know, it's a comic with Johnny Depp or whatever the connection is involved with him. But this, I do feel like this could be one of those weird ones where there's like a craft or some sort of airdrop or something else going on with it. Wouldn't surprise me. Saw Modville for 5 the other day. Wow, that is cheap. Is that the... I'll do it in here. Comics. It doesn't do mod. It does not like that spelling. What if it's on here? Whoops. Modville. Okay. I don't think this is going to pick up that. No, you're right. Yeah, I mean, if people are listing it for 5 or 6, there's definitely people listing it for 5 at 1.2. Yeah, I just have not been paying attention to this comic. I haven't been looking at the floor price. I just looked to see if it's been sold out or not. That's kind of what I've just been doing. But yeah, no, I totally believe you. At some point, someone had to list a few of these for 5 if it's been at 6 for like 4 days. Do you know anything about the Modville comic? What is the physical worth? I mean, it's a newer comic, isn't it? I mean, I don't know much about it. All I heard was like Johnny Depp's involved, and you know, anytime you know, sometimes when Veve gets behind some of these projects and stuff, like there's just a lot of like Veve backing, and it tends to do well, right? If you look at what was that other comic? Oh my gosh, it's gonna kill me. It's the very first one, Addicted, like the Addicted comics, right? Like it's kind of like the first partnership I know has like the Veve logo and everything associated with it. But there's a lot of Addicted fans like on Veve that do pay decent money for the comics and stuff like that. It just came out, Pasternak. Nice. Yeah, it just came out. I don't think there's much on it. Now this one, this Hyde. Did I just like miss this drop or? August 1st, so it says today. Was this like a surprise drop or is this like an airdrop? Or it's a poster? What is this? Also, I did see I guess not. Maybe not. Ridley Scott releasing Mechanical Cake comics, including Hyde, over the next few months. Modville was the first one. Okay. That makes sense. Thanks, Informant, for that. What's up, Doctor Strange? Let's go. If you were in Hall H during the announcement, you got a copy with the QR code. Okay, gotcha. So that's what's going on with this comic. So you used the QR code, but you couldn't redeem this until later. Cool. Is that on the market? Kind of curious what it's going for. Oh, it's not on the market. It's probably not even out yet, right? Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Some sort of airdrop. Anytime an airdrop's happening, like weird stuff always happens with the app or like the drop itself. So. Oh yeah, we were looking at not Modville. Not the 24-hour trend. Let's see what else is up right now. Yeah, Winter Soldier's up a lot. SR Spidey up a lot too. Wow, Vader went up a lot. He was at 150, now 300, so he's basically just doubled in price. But I think he's going for 2 right now. All right, so we got some golden moments. I was going to start looking at some of these classic Season 1 Batmans, like the very first set Batmans. Yeah, he was going for... Let's go back a little bit further. Yeah, he was going for below 20 gems for a while. This Joe Mad Batman. Now he's up to 27. I do think there's going to be something for these, especially these first Batman for these Batman characters, because they also have the special edition tag, which is a special edition? Oh, first edition tag. It's Batman. Batman? I'm trying to think, like, what's the easiest way to... Batman's... Ugh. All right, we'll find it. Because he also has the first... Yeah, the first edition tag, which is... I don't think any other collectible other than, like, vehicles and stuff, right, have it. But, like, if you're talking actual characters, I think that's kind of a... That is one unique aspect of these first Batman characters on the app. A lot of Batman characters. What about Nightwing? I feel like Nightwing was also a pretty popular OG collectible. There was a time and place where people were trading, I guess, 2 Todds for a Nightwing because people just valued scarcity that much. Dad bod Batman. Of course, Todd. All right, look at him. Yeah, Nightwing going for 81. I'm trying to remember what... I could have sworn he was probably like 55 at one point, maybe a little bit higher. I mean, Nightwing is a cool character in general, and it is a pretty cool looking... Is that how it... Does he actually twirl it around, or does it just static in his hand and it looks like that? I've never thought about that with Nightwing. First appearance. How many mints again? 1,800? That's pretty low. I mean, that's... There's less Nightwings than there are Spidey 2099s. When you look at it that way, like, this is an OG drop, right? Oh, I forgot. I had the next window. And then Joe Mad. Yep, first edition. I do think there is something to... there is something to these first Batman drops because it has the first edition tag. I think that's pretty unique. While the other collectibles don't. It's either FA or nothing. $11.45 for SE 2099 plus an auction at $8.50. Yeah, we were looking at it earlier and it was pretty high up there. Yeah, we're already pumping near. We're talking about Red Spidey. Yeah, SR 2099. Yeah, I'm really curious to see that auction and where that ends up. I don't know if the auction follows the floor price or like floor price follows the auction, but I think the auction typically just follows the floor price up wherever that's at. One Red Spidey at 246, and the next one's at 290. Yeah. Randy said, "Get that bread." Yep. Randy, did you get any of the Spider-Men? Either 2099 or the red metallic? I didn't go. I mean, I tried for the red metallic, didn't get it. And then the 2099, I just ended up passing on. Common Gang? Yeah, you're part of the Common Gang. I like the look of the collectible, but I just wanted to flip it. I bought one for 12 and managed to flip it for like 15.50 or whatever. But yeah, I do think there is something with these first Batman, even though they're not first appearance, they're still Todd and the other 3 Batmen that are all first edition, and I don't think there's any other collectible that has the first edition tag like that, at least like a human character. So I think that's really cool. Let's flip it and see what's down, like what's at a discount. I try to stick with collectibles because if I go to comics, unfortunately my NFT tracker, you can't really like filter it for like modern or like whatever comics. I mean, you can't do that on VVI either, but like you just get a ton of these like just trash, low mint, super modern comics that just take up a lot of room. Anyway. Interesting. Cosmo the dog. Down 20%. So 20 gems for Cosmo. Wait, isn't there already another Cosmo dog on the app? I thought the other one looked like a melted like action fit, like a melted plastic dog. Let me. Cosmo. Look like a melted Lego. Yeah, this one. Yeah, it looks like a half melted Lego. I wasn't a fan of that one. So we have two Cosmos. We have one that looks normal and then this one. All right, let's stop picking on Cosmo. Let's go back to the 24-hour. Informant wants to know when big announcement. Who knows? No one really knows. Like I said, I've kind of gotten to the point now where I just wait for stuff to actually be officially said, either on X or like an official video on YouTube. Spidey's bigger than Nightwing. Scarcity's not always what creates the price, of course. Yeah, exactly. I'm talking about like back in the day. Like, I guess Nightwing was the first like really scarce drop, probably under like 2,000 mints, and people were freaking out about it. And, you know, we're doing 2-for-1s with Todd. So, Informant is pumping Red Spidey's vibes. Is dumping. Dump it all. Dump it all. No, I like the Spider-Mans. I'm just saying, if you're not keeping Red Metallic Spider-Man long term, you should have some sort of exit strategy for it that revolves something around either drop time. You know, when you don't know when the craft is happening, they could announce it next week, or they could wait 3 months for whatever it's going to go off of, you know. But it has drummed up a lot of excitement in the community. I will say, if Red Metallic Spider-Man didn't happen before, or if there wasn't so much hype around Red Metallic Spider-Man, I don't know if 2099 sells out. I think because Red Metallic did so well, I think it did actually help 2099 sell out too, in a way. I think there was enough like hype around the community and people like getting excited that they, you know, paid 40 gems and got, you know, a 6 or 7x out of it. Like, that's always exciting to say. Soon. Yep, soon. Hashtag soon. Pumping my bag. Yeah. Get used to it. I mean, like, I have nothing against people pumping bags. The issue we had before, and I hope we're behind this as a community, is like, if someone does say something like opposed to, not even like opposed to like the collectible, just opposed to like your point or whatever it is, that it's not like fudding. Or if someone does sell a collectible, they're like, oh my God, like, why are you selling this collectible? Like, you're fudding it or selling it cheap or whatever. Like, it's like, just let people do what they want with their collectibles or whatever. Like, I know it's a little bit different with like public facing figures and stuff like that somewhat, but even then, even if someone, you know, lies to your face about selling the collectible, like, all right, then just stop watching them. I don't know. Stop taking them seriously. The Mighties, yeah, dude, that Cosmo looked horrifying. Got mint 77 of that Cosmos. Buy him. Yeah, dude, everyone buy his Cosmo. The melted Lego one or the good boy? You got to pump it? Yeah. I couldn't believe it. Chat tricked me into it. Dude, if you did, like I said, if you did get that third one, and I don't know if you would have FOMO'd for a fourth, but if you did and still didn't get anything, it would have been bad. Doctor Strange, what's up? Have you been going for any of the comics? You know what I haven't looked at? I know we're jumping all over the place, but what's Silver Surfer doing? Comics. There it is. 30 gems floor. Dude, every time I go relatively hard for a comic, like I actually try to go for multiples like in the store because I want to basically buy as many as I can. I always end up with a ton of uncommons. When I was going for like Hulk 181 back in the day, I think I bought like 10 or 15 in the market. And I got like 7 or 8 uncommons and like 2 commons and then like a couple rares. And I think I got like 1 ultra rare. And that was it. I'm like, dude, I get so many uncommons. Remember the collectible death that That was also an early mint that was worth a ton. LOS. An early lost mint, yeah. I've been calling Spidey sellers weaklings. Paper handers. Non-webbed hands. Yeah, we're evolving each other, going from babies to young adults in this space now, slowly maturing. Yeah, it's gonna take a while, you know. And we're gonna get new little tadpoles that are gonna show up in our community, and we gotta raise them right, kick them around a little bit. But who knows? I mean, once the degens show up, I mean, it's kind of all hands off, right? Like, all it legitimately takes is like one or two like extremely degen like crypto YouTubers that are just like heavily shilling this, and like people are just gonna be like pump and dumping everything, and like, I mean, anything can happen, especially if you get involved with like the crypto stuff, right? So who knows? So if you think pumping bags is like bad now, or if you're annoyed by it, like, it's only gonna get worse later. But I will say the collectibles that are pumping now are the ones that are gonna be pumping later, right? Like the first ones to pump you saw was like what, Walt, Todd, SR Spider-Man. I don't know if there was any Miles sales. There might have been one. But it's like all those are like, anytime, like, those are the market, those are like indicators. Not saying the bull run's starting today, but double cool is my exit strategy on uncommons. Yeah, if you two band together, you can own like 50% of the uncommons on the whole app and just control that whole market. Like, who else loves muted black and white backgrounds? Do you like it? Do you like it? Everyone loves it, right? I will say I do like this one. It's kind of hard to tell on Silver Surfer, right? Because he's not. I mean, he only has like a very small amount of like blue on him to like differentiate the background, but I will say that even though the rare, it's not super colored in, even the rare looks decent. Like all those like little dots and everything around him. But it just reminds you how much you wish you actually had the UR instead of the rare. Informant, don't blame us for your gambling addiction. Yeah, you're only gonna egg us on, or we'll egg you on. Yeah, this one's really cool. There's a lot of detail in this one. Pencil, like, good amount of pencil work. Dabbing. I think didn't Doctor Strange? Did you get a SR? I thought someone got an SR in like the community, or someone like there was like a handful of content creators. I think that got one. Oh, did I skip your comment? What's up, 63? What's up? What's up? Hit the like button. Wes, what up, Wes? How you doing? Dude, we appreciate you putting up those videos, Wes. I think you surprised a lot of people on just like making a first appearance like that, which is awesome. I like that. Well, I mean, people might say you're mean, but no one has said you're wrong, No, I missed the drop, unfortunately. No, it's whatever. I mean, I missed the red metallic, and I didn't even bother for $20.99. But yeah, I thought someone got the SR on this. Let's go, Wes. Got any gum? Dude, that's how you know he was serious. You see how hard he was chewing that gum? Yeah, you look like you were... Yes, that's what I've been trying to get across, whatever it takes to make OMI great again. Yeah. Yeah. Unfortunately, I think it will take some time for OMI. Again, like it's one of those things where it's like, we're only a handful of like tweets or eyes or people like just finding Veve and OMI and it exploding, right? But if we're trying to do everything like organically and slowly and just like word of mouth, just strictly relying on that, then yeah, it's going to take much longer. And who knows? I don't know. Is it OMI that pumps first? I think people need to like understand Veve first to like understand Omi, right? Because even if you heard about Omi first, and you heard you can like buy all these collectibles and stuff like that. I mean, some people might buy just strictly off that, but they also want to like see the app, how it plays out, the community. Like, I feel like to some extent, you need to at least understand Veve a little bit to even care about Omi. So it's, if anything, we just need to get more eyes on both Veve and Omi, but even just on Veve in general, I think that'll help. Wes says to start making videos more often so I can play them on stream. Yeah, dude, it's free content. I might, yeah, start doing some React videos, right? Informant, that's a good way to monetize. I will say, like, I made most of my money doing, I think back in the day, I think it was videos. I don't know if it was, like, live streams, I did get donations, but you could just, like, make more, because, you know, you can run ads, like, before and after the video or whatever, like, just snippets from your stream or doing a react to Wes's video. Wes speaks the truth. Gum Guy made me want to sell everything for Omi. Hell yeah. I want him to bully me around to sell more solar panels. That's what it looked like. I felt like I was getting a chewing from like a manager telling me to sell more solar panels to the neighborhood. And to put it all into Omi. Format 2, breaking a desk video would do well, yeah. You just, dude, I really think if you did not get anything on that fourth gamble on 2099, you would have definitely done a broken desk video. And try to like go viral off it and throw in some like memes, some AI pictures. You're like, all right, if I'm going to destroy my desk, I might as well try and get a viral video out of it. Something like that. 24-hour trend. Okay, so what else is down? Ben Riley, ultra rare. Okay, I like the way he looks. I'm still trying to even just get the comment on that one. Steve Pugh, Harley Quinn. This is also another like OG favorite collectible. I think there's a very small handful of collectibles that might be its own video. Like, they might not always be FA, but if you own this collectible, like, you'll have the OG's like respect for owning it. I think Steve Pugh Harley Quinn is one. Nightwing is another one. I was gonna say Donnie, but like that's already has enough like pop. That's just because it's scarce and it's like worth a ton. It's kind of interesting. I'm trying to think of other collectibles like if you own that, like collectibles that were like super popular back in the day, but maybe less so now. My mindset is to do whatever it takes to buy more Omi. Whew. Are there any limits on that? Dude sounded like the Terminator right there. My mindset is to do whatever it takes to buy more Omi. Even if it means killing John Connor, Wes, don't do it. You can save humanity by just buying more Omi. I hit the SR today. Of course, I paper-handed. Dude, do what you want. Take the free profit. I don't blame people for doing it. But if you did paper hand, informant might say something to you, but we'll see. He got the SE, so he actually doesn't mind if you floor the SR. SCPU is the best. Yeah, it is really good. Actually, let's just do this. Release date. Okay. What other collectibles would you guys say that like, and it's more of like a niche collectible, not just like, oh, you owned like the scarcest thing of like one collectible, right? Maybe not always. I would probably say Bubbles. I don't know. Would you say that's one that... I think this one is just scarce too. Yeah, I think it's just... Maybe back then they kind of just liked anything that was just scarce. And if you owned it, it was respected. At least I got a laugh out of Wes. That's good. Get to the Omi now. Yeah. having solar panels before is accurate. Yeah. I think in a past life, I think Wes did sell solar panels. Potentially. I like my NFT tracker. Wished it updated listings more often. Stacker doesn't show all the new weekly comics from the Green app. Yeah, that's the weird part. But the same reason why I'm not a huge... I really wish I could filter out all the Green comics on my NFT tracker. Like, it makes it impossible to look at anything comic related because it just floods all the listings with just a bunch of, you know, comics, modern day comics that are like literally dollar bin stuff, you know. But I do like my NFT tracker. I think it's great for searching simple stuff like this. Like, this is the kind of stuff you can't do on Stacker, you can't do on Veve. Nightwing is OG and used to be worth a lot, not so much anymore. Yeah, we mentioned that one before. Nightwing was another big one. Steve Pugh. Where is the... I forgot the name of it, but where's like the Jamaican like horse? I forgot the name of it. Ritmo, that's what it's called. I don't know, that's kind of Jamaican, right? I just remember the dreads and like the colors. Ritmo. I think this might have been another one that the kind of EVOGs liked. I'm not too sure. Was just gonna say Bubbles. I think that could be one. Did you see the announcement? Did they do it now? Probably not. I'm on stream. I think today is also the last day to submit something Spider-Man related to win collectibles, by the way. No announcement yet? Oh. Oh, Tucson. Okay, I thought... What's up, Tucson? I thought you were serious at first. No announcement? Okay. Ritmo's first collectible to get post-animation. Yeah, dude, that was a weird one. That was a weird one. Like, animation after the fact. Nowadays, they'll just turn it into a craft and charge you 5 gems for it. Let's see. All right, collectibles. All right, what's down? I kind of want to see what's down because that's usually like the stuff you want to buy, right? Ghost Trap. I think I could have sworn Ghost Trap was much cheaper. What's the cheapest Ghost Trap is like ever gone? 36. Dude, it feels like April was like the absolute low of like a lot of collectibles and comics. 36 gems for the Ghost Trap. And that was also one of the first like interactable collectibles, right? Because that and Slimer actually interacted with each other and you could like capture it, right? So that was like almost like the very first like animated / like interactive, would you call it, collectible? That's pretty cool. That announcement is for a Spider-Man movie. Veve just reposted a movie advertisement. Yeah, that's what I thought. I saw it. And I was like, is this the announcement? From Spider-Man movie, yeah. Yeah, it's just a retweet. Like if it was their own tweet, but yeah, it's Spider-Man Day. Everyone's getting all Spidey'd out. Yeah, and I will say this too, just as a side thing, because when did they tweet this? So this is Veve's page. I mean, Veve also is tweeting out that like, hey, there's less than 100 of these left. It's like they want this to sell out. I mean, have they done this before where they'll like tweet out how many's left of a comic? I don't think they usually do that. especially for Marvel. Like they didn't do that for what's that? There was like another comic. Collectibles, no comics. Or was that one off app? Oh no, we got all these here. So I wish I could filter out all these comics that are in the way. But there was a drop before Modville that didn't sell out, and that's kind of why I didn't really go too deep into Modville. I never saw the Slimer trap interaction. Can you find the video? Oh my, I don't have the video. I'm sure there's some VVOG out there with it or an old video, but you don't want to just buy both and find out for yourself. I was freaking out over that tweet until I saw it was a movie. Yeah, it is a movie. Big A, what's up, dude? Yeah, we're just hanging out. How you doing, Big A? Were you bummed when Informant got his SE? Like, did you deep down kind of want him to go 0 for 3 and see him flip his desk? Is that it? Deep down, Big A. There was an error. What does that mean, BB? What does that mean? Wow, this thing's going pretty low. I think you were pretty darn close. Informant on this. Like it's at 13, 14 gems right now, so a lot of people were obviously going for this on the idea of the SE or the SR, right? You did the Slimer thing? Where did you do it? Big A, let's go. That one other interactive collectible pair is the weapons rack with the Melvin. Yeah, you're right. That is another one where if you put two collectibles like in a vicinity, they'll interact with each other. So that is cool. Yeah, there's only 2 of those that that do that as far as I know. There's probably some third one potentially. I just don't know off the top of my head. How much are those right now? I think you had to have the SR rack too, so weapons rack or like the ultra rare, whatever one's the most scarce one, because I think I had to interact with this one, right? So 14. We'll look at Melvin. I mean, you could try it for 25 gems, right? One's going for 15 and this one's going for less than 10. It's kind of cool. There was a period of time where I just would have just done it for the fun of it, but I've gotten too caught up in. I'm really selling a lot of collectibles here. I'll show you guys really quick. Actually, let me do this. All right, we should be fine. Okay, yeah, this is fine. Yeah, because I've been selling a lot of stuff. All that green means I've been selling stuff. Like, I like a lot of my collectibles, but I don't, I don't love all of them. And honestly, a good portion of them, I kind of want to just simplify my collection. Because I've also realized, too, I have a lot of, like, one-ofs of something. And I've kind of got to the point where it's like, all right, I'm either going to like it enough to where I can buy 2 and, like, sell 1 and not feel bad and still have 1 to keep, or sell longer term. Do want to get more Jokers at some point. I do want to get a second Todd. This one's almost like, I don't know whether to sell this now or to just hold it, because it's one of those things where it's like, it's probably one of the scarcest things I have is this Black Penny Secret Rare. Dude, why is this thing so large? it's really hard when you have a one of something, like, to know when to sell it, right? Like, typically if you have multiple copies, it's much easier to determine like when to sell it. So gold weapons and Melvin, I think it is. Okay, yeah. I mean, you can get both of those for less than 25 gems now, which is cool. The issue is, like, whenever you have something like this scarce, like, it's kind of like a lottery ticket, right? Like, it's just a matter of like when you want to cash it in. I still have the physical stamp, and part of me almost wanted to like sell them together and see what I can get from it, and, you know, help out the next collector. But MC, what's up, dude? Nicely done. Oh man, I miss MC in his tablet sometimes. I do miss it. Super funny when Format gets pissed after landing a bunch of comments and just pulls big A and then got another one. Oh yeah, yeah. Those two they're a comedic duo. Just too funny. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I kind of wish I restructured my whole collection earlier, but I'm starting to slowly sell some stuff off and get more of the things that I do want. Now, I will say that the hardest stuff for me to sell, and I did not expect this to happen, are my comics. My comics are like by far and away the hardest things to sell. Let's go by a floor price. I got a first appearance of Spider-Boy SR. I actually got that one on the drop. Most of my SRs I got all in the drop. Got my Planet Death. I really wish I didn't sell my... Because I did actually get 2 sets of that poster. Or I got 2 posters because I had 2 sets. And I managed to sell 1 SR and 1 poster, and I kind of wish I kept them both, knowing what I know now. But all these are... Because all these, again, most of these are one-of, so I'm just like, I'm not sure when to sell it, or I just really like the cover. Is anybody in here? Because let me see if I can find it. Yeah, I have 25 Planet Death commons, and I wish I bought more. Like, is anyone else a top 5 holder of a collectible? Planet Death. This is your guys' opportunity to shill on a comic or collectible that you have a lot of. And you can kind of flex on people. I interact with the Cobus bot. Let's go. Oh, Veve Collectibles, what's up? Happy Spider-Man Day. Yeah, happy Spider-Man Day to you. 2 very successful Spider-Man drops back to back, so it's always exciting. I'm sure we got more Spider-Man to come. We did look at that blog article and saw there's obviously more 2099 stuff coming, so. Duck and Cover, what's up, dude? Howdy. Sebastianova, dude. Penny Black is a keeper. Hodl. That's what I'm thinking too. That's why I've held it this much, and I actually kept the ultra rare to you know, keep my set intact. So I still have the Black Penny set, but I also have the SR, and I have the physical one, which I keep forgetting to grab at some point. But yeah, I do. There is something cool about, you know, it's almost like, you know, stamp collecting is like kind of like a dying art, but also having like the most scarce one on the app, or one of the most scarce ones. And iconic ones, right? The first stamp ever. Sold my Penny Black, regret it, but I have the physical. Okay, cool. And that's going to happen a lot. Like, there's a lot of collectibles I kind of wish I just held on to, or like ended up like buying and like waited too long or whatever. But there's always something else to get. Like, that's one thing I've kind of learned. Like, this, even the whole red metallic thing, like, I kind of missed out on buying it at like 160. I think I might have barely had enough, or I was like just short, but like I could have sold something to like get enough gems to buy it, you know. And obviously it pumped, and I could have just, you know, if you really wanted to, you could have made a quick 100 gems doing that. But there's like so many other collectibles and opportunities. Like, I'm not even concerned of like missing one pump on one collectible during one period of time. I'd keep it. Yeah, I think a lot of people are saying to just keep it. Yeah. I try to figure out my long-term holds based on what I think new people coming into the app excited for, and I don't think a $900 sheet of stamps is it. Yeah, you're right. That's kind of part of the reason why I'm like, should I even keep it or not? But I don't know. Could be. Stamps are dull. Oh, and this is coming from Tucson. If Tucson stamps are dull, then it's got to be true. We would like to offer you and your audience a Spider-Man giveaway today. Awesome. Yeah, we'll definitely... I got to set up a giveaway thing. I haven't done it in forever. I might need Informant to help me set that up. Or like what website you use for the giveaway. That's not it. Is it Comment Picker? Is that the one you use? I'm so happy my pains everyone's enjoyment. Well, you do put it on display, but no, I mean, yeah, I mean, you were obviously stoked when you got the special edition on that. But yeah, Veve, once I figure out a giveaway website or whatever B uses, we'll go ahead and do that. At Veve Digital Collectibles, I'm sure Vibes and Zymus would appreciate that. Yeah, I would love to do a giveaway. I bet I'm top 5 in a few things. Oh yeah. On and off the app. An informant to your pain is amusement. Yeah. Yo, what up, Vibes? Every time you stream, the market moves. Or maybe I just stream when the market does move. I only stack Secret Wars 8. All right, let's look at Secret Wars really quick while I'm trying to... the common? Let's start with the common. Are you on there? Adro, there you are. Yeah, number 8. Yeah, that's a lot. 88? People do love this cover. This is the first appearance of the black suit. My pain, kill is pain. So the penny black, but I have something very cool on the way. Ukraine stamp drop. Oh, that's cool. Very treat. Using StreamYard. I'm not using StreamYard. I'm using OBS. Let's see. I'll figure something out. Give me a sec. Don't like that. Okay, this is still asking for like comments. I don't know if I think I have to find a way to do it like on a live stream giveaway. Some live streams, is it? Also gonna mute this site in case something happens. Send me the link. Okay, yeah, let me check that out really quick. Over here on this other. So no, that's a link to StreamYard. Is that for the giveaway? I thought it was a link to something else. Which reminds me, be sure to enter the Veve supported giveaway going on my channel, All Things Strange. Comment your favorite Fantastic Four number 8 covered. And yeah, go ahead and check out Doctor Strange's video. I'm assuming it's your... Actually, let me change this too. And I'm sure it's your... God, I forgot what your series is called. I was literally watching it the other day. All Stacking or Slacking. That's what it's called. Yeah. I'm assuming it's your most recent Stacking or Slacking video. So yeah, go ahead and check that out. Isn't the duck race its own website? Duck race, I don't know. Gonna be top 5 when I spent $2,300 on Common Toby. Let's go. It might still work, not sure. Let's go ahead and snag the SR 2099 in the market. Yes. Yeah, and it's I don't know if it's gone up or down since then. Let's see where it's at now. I think it's actually gone up a little bit. I don't know what price you brought it up. I could have sworn this went as low as like 220 or something like that at one point. I don't think it's ever been above 300, so it's kind of in this range right now. But yeah, I mean, I do like the SR too. The full black, and it looks like he's like about to like catapult, you know, launch himself forward or something like that. That's what it looks like. I can't look at, you know, beyond the webs on the screen. But I sent you the link. If you click it, it takes you to the giveaway tool. Not sure if it worked. Okay, yeah, let's go ahead and try it. Yeah, that's the one I want to continue with. Sure. Okay. I think I have to have a live stream going in order to do the giveaway. I don't really see a way to do it. I would have to like start a new live stream and like do the giveaway on there, I think. Do it the old school MC way, scan through your closed eyes and pick a random comment. I think there was like a third-party website or something I could potentially use, but the SR seems like it's at a decent price too. Yeah, I think because there was a 1 in 8 chance to get it, which puts it at what, 160 for half, and then 1 out of 8, 320. Yeah, it seems like a decent price. SR is pretty cool. Don't know if you put animated on it, but even if it was completely static, it has that pose. I don't think it's animated. I would have to pull up the article. Right now I'm trying to juggle this giveaway thing. I sent Duck Race link. Okay. How does that work? I don't think I've ever done Duck Race. Do I have to sign in? Okay. I've never done a duck race before. You enter names. Oh, I have to enter them, so I got to type in everyone's name? How many people are here? There's 26 people watching. That's a lot of names. It's animated in the kind that he convulses. Okay. Starts shaking uncontrollably. I just want to make sure it's fair. That's all I'm trying to do. I just want to make sure that the giveaway, and it doesn't even have to be like fun. I just wanted to make sure it's like fair. That's it. The SR wiggles a little. Someone want to comment and write them down? All right, how do I... It's asking me to like create memories, like engage everyone. Like, I don't know what this is. Like, I just want to... How many ducks can I erase at once? Set up ducks. Okay. How do I start a game? Or do I have to log in? I guess with this. I guess. Now it wants me to install it like a game? What is going on here? To play offline and get a better sense. Oh my god. What is this? I don't know what that is. It also has a wheel. You don't have to sign up for anything. The wheel might be easier. Okay. Yeah, let me just get a wheel. That's going to be much easier. I feel like I'm trying way too hard to like download this game with ducks on it and stuff. I'm like, too much. All right. We're going to go ahead and do it really quick while I'm... I think all I got to do is just type in the names. All right, so go ahead informant. I think this is right. So informant, duck and cover, I don't even care if I spell it wrong. We're just trying to go through it. Adro, Pasternak, C Bass Nova, Pixel Trader, Rob Cooks. Yeah, everyone sound off. Say something in chat so I can get you. All right, I got all these people. Doctor Strange, Flashnique, Big Oz, I don't know, Spaz in there. Them, Veve fans, Big A, Dad Olive, Tucson sounding off. Okay, all right. Can't do this without Tucson. And then Informant. All right, anyone else? Majin? I didn't see his name. He doesn't exist. No, we're not doing Majin. I'm not gonna phantomly put his name in there. All right, we're gonna do the giveaway here in about 30 seconds. I think this is FAVV vibes drop. I know. I was about to hit up after the stream. I was gonna hit them up and ask if I could do a giveaway, but today is a perfect time to do a giveaway. Something happened. Oh, thanks for the sub. I forgot to move up that like a cloud alert thing. Thanks for the follow, dude. All right, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. I'm going to save all these names in case I lose it. 4, 3, 2, 1. Where the hell do I spin it? All right, just click to spin. Here we go. Looks like Rob Cooks or no, we got Doctor Strange. It's only fair because I did win a giveaway on his channel like a week or two ago. So congrats, Doctor Strange. Be sure to hit up MC. Everyone give him a congrats. Make sure to ask for the SR Red Metallic Spider-Man. 2 rigged. Dude, I've been going to your giveaways forever in format and I haven't won anything on your stream. So yours is rigged. And all you do is get SEs. I feel like if you just get mad enough, anything is possible. Let's go. Congrats. Yep. Yeah, dude, that was fun. I'll think of some way to make this more interesting or do like a hashtag. Something like that. You know, hashtag Spooderman. Spooderman would have been perfect. I would have done Spooderman. Yep. Yeah, so hit up MC. I think that's all you got to do. I would confirm with him, but I think that's all you got to do. I don't think I need this. I don't think I need these anymore. StreamYard giveaways totally rigged. True Pasternak? Yeah, Informant, you would have... You've won big enough. Yeah, he's actually... I mean, technically, even with that market purchase, but yeah, on the drop, yeah, that's huge. What's up, Red Hot? Okay, giveaway done. Okay, see you later. Yeah, I'm not gonna I'm not gonna keep you guys imprisoned here for the next 4 hours. Like, I'm gonna do the giveaway in 4 hours, so people can do giveaways however they want. I mostly just wanted to do it because, you know, Veve was here. If anyone but me, Womp or Mint Junkie get a Red Spidey's giveaway, I'll lay an egg. Yeah. I mean, they're there for the giveaways, right? I think it is cool that occasionally Veve does give away like a pretty big collectible or whatever. But I think for the most part, I think my last giveaway, I think I got like a rare or an ultra rare comic. It wasn't like a super expensive comic. Wasn't like AF-15 or something like that. I think it was one of the like mid-level like Journey into Mystery Comics or something like that. Prisoned, yeah, just joshing. But I mean, that's why they withhold some of these. I mean, they might give away these like later, right? But I think that's the whole point of them like withholding so many of these every so often. MC did say that all the giveaways today are Spider-Man related. Ooh, that is cool. Yeah, you could get a good Spider-Man. A cool Spider-Man comic, or maybe you get like a common Spider-Man, like the classic one. Like, what's he sitting at right now? I haven't looked at like just the classic, standard, OG stance Spooderman in a while. This one. The Amazing Spider-Man. Spider-Man, The Amazing Spider-Man. Okay. Is that 42 gems? There is a 4-digit pretty much at floor. I don't even want to know where the 3 digits live. Yeah, up here in 140 land. Hey, what did you win on my giveaway vibes? It was like an ultra rare. This was like 2 or 3 weeks ago. It was like an ultra rare, like Journey into Mystery comic or something. It wasn't like a super expensive comic, but that's what I got. I mean, that was like a month ago actually at this point. But yeah, I mean, you're getting something Spider-Man related, which is cool. So you might get a cool comic or something. I'm not sure how they determine the giveaways or if it's just randomized, but. What's your price prediction in near future for Red Spidey? It's hard to tell. I mean, it really depends on more Spider-Man announcements. If they keep releasing the Spider-Man 2099 stuff, right? People are going to keep getting reminded of the Red Spidey. I don't know. It's hard to tell. I think it'll... I'm going to say this. If they do announce the craft here in the next, like month or two, probably the next, like, month, depending on what kind of craft it is, I think it will go down. And I think it could go down to like 170. I don't think it'll go down to like 150 and hang around there again, but it could. It's hard to say. I mean, it is very scarce. But I think once typically what happens with like a craft or an airdrop, right, is like the utilities kind of like used up on it. At least that's how the community sees it. Then at that point, they just floor it, right? Because right after you craft it is usually the most amount of time possible before the next time it does a craft or does anything, right? So it's hard to say. Honestly, I didn't think it was going to run up to, 350 or whatever it did at one point. I did think it was going to go for like 120 to like 160, like at most. And it did kind of hang around 160 for a little bit, but I mean, it's a scarce drop and people love scarce drops, especially if it's like guaranteed profit. I mean, that was like the second drop we've had all year that's been like guaranteed profit. It's been pretty much just, and I looked it up. It's pretty much been Grogu, which Grogu right now is at 230, and then Red Metallic. Those have been the only 2 drops where if you just click the buy button, you instantly get money, like for free. There's no blind box, there's no variation, there's no like, it's just like guaranteed. You click it, you get, you're getting more than what you paid for it. I don't count like the blind box or all the people that got lucky on like SRSEs today. At least me personally. I wish I could get a Spidey. Yeah. Like SR Spider-Man or just like any Spider-Man. That'd be cool. Red sounding off. What's up, Red Hot? Red Leader standing by. You also called yourself Red Leader? I did bid it up points, 50K. I had no idea where the points were going to be honest. Like, this was the first drop in a while. Like, people don't even use points on Grogu, right? I think some people were talking about it. But like, this is the first time where like people actually put down some points. I will say it probably went for maybe a little bit higher because there's been no like MCP bid worthy drops in like 6 months. So a lot of the whales have just been accumulating tons and tons of MCP with like nothing to spend it on. So once we start getting more drops or some sort of MCP sync of some kind, like an MCP store or something like that, I do think like the bid amounts are going to go down. But I'm surprised it went for over. I thought 100,000 was a maybe, but like 150, I didn't think it was going to go that high. VV Zombie, what's up, dude? Yo. Thanks for hanging out. That's all I bid also, but lucked out and sniped one for 99 atomic put up for chat. Oh, that's nice of him. Yeah. Yeah, I think I didn't know if people were going to bid or not. It did sound like, to be honest, I thought it was going to be like a very small handful of whales that were going to bid like a ton. And then there was going to be like the rest of the people were going to bid between like 5 to 10,000, like maybe 20,000, just to kind of get their foot in the door to like go for the MCP jobs. Cause that's what I did. I put in, I think a little bit more than like 10 or something like that, just to kind of beat out like all the low level bidders for the most part. But it was just so high that everyone bid out. I mean, I wasn't going to bid 150 anyway. Even if I knew that ahead of time, I'd rather just keep my MCP. Oh, wrong button. Vibes immediately sold informants giveaway. You said you weren't going to tell anyone. And it was a random mint too, at least my giveaway thing, so. Red Spidey the Moon, stop talking vibes. I like the collectible, but Red Spidey's overrated. Dump that ish. Yeah. FA metallic red nose hair. Yeah. But duck and timeout. No, we're not talking duck and cover. Duck and cover speaks the truth. See, this is what's going to happen more and more. We literally control the narrative for these collectibles. We just have to tell people why they need that red Spidey. I mean, that's true. I guess you can make up whatever you want about it. I'm more interested in like personally, like what's. I mean, we know for. I mean, we don't know for sure, but you're right. The narrative aspect of like, yeah, MC told us that there's probably there's going to be more than just the Avengers Tower. That's kind of all he said. And I think he did mention something like this is going to be the start of a new set. I'm trying to remember what he said on your stream about, I don't know if the red metallic Spidey is at the start of a new like red metallic set, or is this going to be with the old set too? And like you need to own it all. I'm trying to remember what he said. Me personally, I'm not the biggest fan of red metallics, but I understand why they're valuable. I understand why red Spidey did well. All I'm saying is just know that this is riding off the back of a like airdrop and like that kind of stuff. So don't be surprised if it does like dump after the craft or whatever. Bollocks. Get something, it's coming down, Bollocks. Nobody gave a toss till MC said they'd get something, it's coming down. It could. Yeah, I mean, I will say, I mean, we could just look at, I mean, we looked at the charts the other day that, yeah, like a lot of the red metallics didn't really do anything until, MC did kind of mention, I think it was before the drop. But I will say, like, I mean, the fact that they did one airdrop already with the Avengers Tower, I do think some people already were thinking like, all right, well, we could get another craft out of this Spider-Man. I think it was pretty much confirmed though. Like people were speculating, but once MC kind of said it out loud 2 or 3 times, then yeah, it's pretty much, it's unofficially confirmed. So when comics run, Silver Surfer #1 common may shoot up to 100 gems or more, like the good old days. Yeah, especially as scarce as it is. I'm trying to remember how many were. I need to have the article here. Oh my god, dude, this is bright. Our blog, there we go. I feel like I need to have this up at all times because sometimes there's like just like quick comic or collectible information I want to be able to pull up quickly, and we can just go directly to the source here. Yeah, 800 commons. That's not that many. I have 1 ultra rare, 1 rare, and 2 uncommon. I was waiting for the common. I should have bought one when people were selling them for like 12 or 15 at one point. I think that people were selling them for below. And I waited and thought it was going to go back down to 15 and it stayed at 20. Then the next day I ran up to like 30. And then I was like, all right, at this point, I'm not going to, do whatever. But yeah, I mean, uncommons are scarce. It's not like the best looking cover, but yeah, it's super scarce. He said Red Spidey's a grail and that duck shouldn't talk anymore. Yeah, and that's the other thing too. I think we need to figure out like better language for like grails and stuff like that, because I feel like, I don't know, like a lot of people are going to be saying different things, right? And I feel like there almost needs to be, because like I think in the world of like comics, like a grail is something that's supposed to be like, it's almost like unattainable kind of thing. And I don't think it's like strictly driven by price, but it's one of those things where it's like, all right, if you don't buy it essentially like this cycle or whatever, there's a good chance like it could go out of it. Like I do think Grogu is one. Like, yeah, it's only like 220 gems. Like it's not, you know, it's not 10,000 gems like Miles or SR Spider-Man or whatever the other collectible is. Or what is it? Spider-Man Noir. Like, all right, is Spider-Man Noir a grail just because it's, you know, Spider-Man, or is it because it's like, you know, because it's scarce and it's like a beloved character, or is it just because it's the one scarcity bottleneck to owning the entire Marvel Mighties series of all the collectibles? Like that's the one bottleneck, right? Until they release another Marvel Mighties that's even more scarce, and then that's no longer in the bottleneck, right? That's kind of like one of the few things I would say about against scarcity, is just because you know, Veve could always release another collectible or comic that's just more scarce, especially a collectible, right? If it's similar, whatever, it could just be more of the same or less of the same, technically. I think there's gonna be like another red metallic Spider-Man that's like even more scarce, but there could just be another Spider-Man, right? But that's always the risk you run. I mean, that's also why the prices go as wild as they do. Been hearing these red metallics are like Disney golden moments. Yeah, I like that idea of them, and these ones actually have utility, right? Like you hold on to them and you get to craft or get an airdrop. Jokes aside, I think when airdrop announces Red Spidey could be 500 plus, but the dump after the drop, like you said, I plan to sell the pump. Yeah, that's the best way to go about it now. At this point, like it's, yeah, I could get one, maybe two red metallic Spideys, but I'm mostly just saving up for like Todd, more Supermans, more of the kind of like OG collectibles. What's next drop? It's like Bladesmith comic, I guess. Is this tomorrow? Pretty cool cover. Oh no, this already happened today. August 1st? Yeah, so this already happened, right? I think the next drop is this. Dynamite? Oh no, this is a Frank Cho, okay. He's the one that does these collectibles too. I remember. He's the one that does these collectibles. Like this whole collectible set. This is all Frank Cho, I believe. Those collectibles. The craft is still speculation, right? I mean, technically, yes. But I mean, to be honest, it sounded like MC's pretty much made it like official. At this point, it's just timeline, right? And is there going to be 1 or 4 more collectible red metallics you have to collect before the next set or not? Like no one knows. Right, we just don't know the timeline or anything. We're going to get another 2 or 3 drops before there's even a sniff at an airdrop or something like that. Plenty of time. Gonna buy BEs for $80. Silver Surfer will go back down a bit, but it'll be good long-term hold. I agree. I think I'm going to wait for it to go... What's it at right now? Was it like 30? I'm gonna wait to see if it goes back to 20. It really depends on the market is. Like honestly, if like Todd and a bunch of other collectibles and comics are like really pulling back too, I might wait a bit longer to buy Silver Surfer. We'll see. I think 15 to 20 range. That's probably what I'm waiting for on common Silver Surfer. But it's so scarce that, yeah, it could just keep getting bought up. I changed my mind. SE Spider-Man 2099 is a grail. Yeah, they're all grails. I mean, I do like the SEs are, at least that one looks a little bit different, and it is pretty cool looking. Red metallic SR Miles? We could get it. I mean, this is the thing. We can speculate all we want. I mean, I will say it would be cool as hell if, like, every week we got a new red metallic Spider-Man variation, and then there's like a crazy craft at the end. Right? Imagine Miles. I'm trying to think of like another Spider-Man. Ben Reilly, right? That's 2, and then I don't know, whatever another Spider-Man is. Get all those red metallics because it is Spider-Man month, you know. We can will Miles into existence, yeah. Been pumping these reds since 2 years before the second ones drop. Finally, people waking up. Oh, you've been pumping them? Yeah, dude, it was so long because I remember Doc Ock got announced, and then there was like nothing for like a year. And then the second red metallic, I'm trying to remember what it was. It was Doc Ock, then it was what, like Storm? There was like a 1-year break between the first and second drop, then like a 9-month break between the second and third drop, and then like the rest of the drops actually happened kind of quickly, if I remember right. Like the last like 3. Yeah, August 2024. Oh, did these all drop at the same time? October. August. Yeah, there's like... Okay, so Iron Man, Thanos, and Thor were all in August of 2024. Let me just double check. Yeah, all 3 of those were in August. Storm was in October, so that was later that same year, or last year. And yeah, this came out in 22. Holy moly. So August of 2022 is when this first red metallic came out. Then we didn't get anything until August 2024, so 2 years, as basically. And then the last one came out in October. And then we got this airdrop. Let me see. December. Okay, so it was only 2 months after this one, or like essentially 1 or 2 months after the Storm drop. Then they started doing the crap. But yeah, I mean, that whole thing, it was kind of a while. So Doc Ock, 2 years, then these 3, then like 3-4 months later, then Storm, then like next month or 2 months later, then it was this. So Storm, Thanos, and Thor dropped at the same time. Okay. 5,444 Vader almost bought up floor May 4th, and 44 George Lucas B-Day. Where's Chris? Chris who? Severs? That's the only Chris that kind of went to mine. Oh, you are? Yeah, I haven't looked at... I mean, Vader 4 has gone up. I think his name is like Dark Lord. Not with an E. Vader. Emperor's Fist. I keep forgetting the name of the ultra rare sometimes. Yeah, I mean, we actually looked it up earlier. It's down to 200, but it was at 150 or like 130 at one point. And essentially did a 2x, and then now it's back to 200. Doc Ock has loads of editions, but it's the only red FA. Is that right? So wait, these Doc Ocks are not FA? This one says first appearance. Oh, this one says first appearance too. August 31st, 2022. Oh, it's all from the same set. That's why. Okay. At first I'm like, why are these separate? But they all dropped at the same time. Okay. No wonder it's FA. That's an interesting point too. Yeah, it does have way more additions. I mean, technically it only has like 1,100, like 1,200 because of the burn. Whoop. Severs? Yeah. Yeah, I don't know where he's at. Chris Severs. Yeah, I'm not too sure. Jay Kirby, what's up, dude? Thanks for the thumbs up and hanging out. Thanks for also joining the Vibe Tribe as well. I've been trying to make something for you guys for before and after the stream. I think will be kind of cool. I've been kind of paying a close eye on these comics too. Because there's only 3,000 of these. And if a lot of these do get burned, it could be a good bottleneck for the Fantastic Four series, like 1 through 10. Oh, it's getting kind of close. Was that 400, 6, 5,800? So there's about 1,000 of these left, a little bit less. So yeah, I would say almost 2,000 of these have already sold, which is still pretty darn scarce. Walt's pulling back. These are about the same prices we pumped to before going back down. I've sold during each one. When is the pump that doesn't retrace? Yeah, that's the real question. I mean, we've seen these pumps all the time. That's why I wasn't worried with Todd when it ran up to like 515 at one point. Because I think it was at like 312. Let's see if I can find it. I mean, it's been longer than 30 days, so it might look a little weird on the chart. But maybe this will help. It was even cheaper than that. Yeah, so this was June 29th. So this was like 32 days ago, or yeah, June 30th. So like 31 days ago, whatever. 32 days ago. Todd was at 308. And then he ran all the way up to almost 500. But I did see one listed for 515, so I don't think this is that too far off. But yeah. So I mean, essentially ran up like 200 gems, like 60% or something like that, more than that. But it seems to always, like you said, it's always like managed to like retrace. Ooh, I did click all, so it's gonna load like the last like 3 years. What's up, Red Hot? Enjoying the stream? Glad to hear it. Yeah, if there's any, are you new on Veve or have you been around? I mean, you seem kind of familiar. But if you have any questions or anything like that, yeah, let me know. Yeah, like I feel like it's kind of hard to tell with this chart. But he'll do this thing where he's like in like the mid to low 300s and like pump up to 500 and then like slowly retrace back down. I know you guys can't really see that, but I feel like he's done that like over the past years, like 7 or 8 times. So I'm not too concerned with this one. But yeah, the real question is, which one's the pump where it just doesn't retrace? I think that's going to happen when we just get more people on the app, you know, advertising, crypto blow off top, NFT narrative, actual advertising through licensors and or big content creators on YouTube or other, you know, platforms. That's when I think we're going to really take off. I think this temporary pump is mostly obviously Veve users already on Veve, just kind of putting money in that they haven't put in the last, you know, 3 months, 6 months, a year, 2 years, right? It's a lot of old, I would say a good amount of the people that are coming back, I saw an Informant stream, are like old names, right? That showed up and maybe they put in some gems or sold a few collectibles and got gems. So it's going to keep retracing until I think everyone's in the profit. Then at that point, people are going to be less inclined to like let things go. So I think a combination of all those things, like crypto blow off top, NFT narrative, advertising on the VVN and or just an extreme amount of exposure through licensors and content creators or influencers, whatever. Because when Andre Jake did his live stream, I mean, he did like 2 videos and like I think a live stream about Veve or whatever, and like that got a whole bunch of people on the platform. So for sure, I keep a few grills long term, just sell the rest on every pump. Yeah. Duck and Keva. Always thought Todd was well overrated. Gold Luck Rosso, or is it Rosso? Is the real Veve grill? Yeah, which one is that? That's like the dragon thing, right? Yeah, it's this one. Lucky Rosso. It's basically twice as much as a Todd, right? So it's got to be twice as good, at least. Is there utility? Risso? Okay. Pasternak, are you the big Rizzo fan? Rizzo? I think you are. I like Rizzo. I mean, I like both. And Rizzo does also have the, you know, the, like I mentioned before, the first edition tag, which is pretty unique for a collectible. Is this one FA or anything? First edition. Okay, it's got the... So this one's first edition. Maybe it's the other one then? Oh, because these aren't like characters. Are they just first edition because... Shouldn't this be FA? I don't know. Yeah, and that's the other thing too. I think we also, at some point, I don't think we have to. I mean, people can say whatever they want, but you know, the language on like what is a grail, this and that, how much is it scarcity versus first appearance? I think that's something like the community has to figure out, right? Because in my opinion, I don't think like Spider-Man Noir is a grail. Like, it's just expensive. It's kind of like it's kind of like, what do you call it? Donnie or something like that. It's just popular because it's scarce for the time. And same thing with, there was so few people collecting the full sets of like the Marvel Mighties, like all sets, all Marvel Mighties, peak gamification talk, like all that stuff about the Marvel Mighties. You know, and there was a lot of hype around the full sets and stuff, but I have nothing against Spider-Man Noir. I don't think it's like a worthless collectible, but I do think the majority of the price that's built into it is because it's just super scarce and it's the bottleneck. But if people want to pay that much for it, they can. I don't think they're actual characters, so no FA, okay. My SR Spider-Man will be the last thing I sell if I ever sell, yeah. SR Spidey, huh? That's exciting, dude. That's why I'm almost like I won't say too nervous, but that's why I don't want to own just one collectible. I mean, I don't mind it if I'm going to hold it long term or whatever, but for the most part, I'm trying to get more like doubles, triples, or like even multiples of the same collectible, especially once I know they're going to sell easily, like Todd or just other FA comics collectibles. Ones that I know I can unload quickly and like dollar cost average out of easier. Because like you just don't know when to sell, you know, certain collectibles if you only have one of or comics. Man, I wish I had paid more attention to the Mighties. I love to collect, and there's so many of those. Yeah, the one example is like Cyclops. I kind of wish I paid more attention to like Cyclops FA, because I think there was a period of time where he was going for pretty cheap, and like people weren't paying attention to him for like a day, for like 2 days. And I should have known ahead of time. I'm like, oh, Cyclops, he's like leader of the X-Men. He's also a rare, so he's a bit more scarce than the commons and uncommons, you know. Even though he's kind of the Boy Scout of the X-Men, you know, people still like him. Trying to build up to own 2 SR Spider-Mans. That's awesome. And what if, you know, what would be your next collectible? Like if for whatever reason you can get to SR Spider-Mans, like say the price just runs or there's just so little activity that the price like always stays high. Would you collect something else, or what's your number 2? Dude, I really missed having the what do you call it? The bookmark. You could like bookmark collectibles and comics, and I could kind of just go down to my list and just look at all the collectibles that I would like forget about occasionally, ones I want to keep an eye on. Yeah, I kind of miss those comics brands recently. Like I can look at my recently viewed, but that's not the same thing. I really miss the bookmark system because I actually would, you know, look at the same like 15 to 20 collectibles over and over, and occasionally there's usually like 5 or 6 I would always forget unless it's on my list. Marvel Comics 1 SR. Okay, so you're going for the OGs. What's the one that you're after, Vibes? Probably just a gold and silver Veve logo. That or probably like Walt, like one of the two. Those are the ones I would want. I think those are the two that have like the most community aspect like built off of it. Like I could see, even though it doesn't seem like I think Partners is doing anything now, but like in the future I would assume there's going to be something going on with people that own it. But yeah, gold and silver logo would be awesome. I've been to a few Veve events. I think I've been to 2 or 3. I think 2. I think I've technically been to 3, but only like 2 of them were official, and like the 3rd one wasn't, so there was no like giveaway or anything like that. But I've been to quite a few of the events, or enough of the events. What are the cheapest sets right now? Oh yeah, have you guys been paying attention at all to the leaderboard thing? Oh, you know what I'm gonna try? I'm gonna see if this will work. Bear with me. Whoop. All right, let me try this. I'm gonna try something really quick, see if this works. Okay, let's see if this works. I hope this works. Oh, I gotta make this smaller. This is not, hold on. I think this will work. I just had it. There we go. Kind of. Whoop. Wrong button. I think that works. Okay, I've kind of managed to find a way to That's off the screen, huh? All right, we'll have to mess with that some other time. But I think I did kind of manage to find a way to like mirror my phone. So you guys can like see what's on it. Turn it off for now. Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna do. I was gonna look at the leaderboard thing. So leaderboard. Move this out a little bit. Have you guys looked at the leaderboard at all? Yeah, 274. Dude, these two people are gonna duke it out because there's only like what, like 2 or 3 days left on this leaderboard thing. Yeah, Mike Megatron has 274 sets. The Jane 9K18 or whatever, 260 sets. Matthew 173 sets. Yeah, this is wild. How many sets do you need to just like qualify in the top 250? Okay, you need 4 sets. Okay, so you need 4 sets, really 5. Show more. Yeah, if you get 4 sets, you may or may not end up in the top 250 to, you know, 280 or like 180, whatever's there, or 190. See Clever Jerk down here with 5 sets. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't even know how many new sets I've gotten. I will say I really wish they kept this leaderboard thing updated like at all times of like either total sets or like maybe a reoccurring like 2-week or like a 1-month thing. I don't know. Because I do kind of like seeing how many sets people have and, you know, kind of like leaderboard stuff. I kind of wish I did see that more often. I just have no desire to own Walt. Yeah, I mean, I will say if I could just get it for free, like a giveaway or like whatever, then like sure. But I'm not really chasing Walt either. Like I'd rather, at this point, to be honest, own more Todds or other things. Like if Todd ever goes back down to like 350-ish to 400, I'll definitely try and get a couple more. And I'd rather get a couple more, like 2 or 3. I'd rather get like 3 Todds than like a Walt. I don't know. I know like this scarcity difference is there, but the fact that it's got so many 1-ups, I probably get Walt at some point, but it depends on how quickly I can sell stuff, or maybe I get really lucky with an SE drop of whatever and sell that. That's kind of one nice thing about Veve. It's like sometimes you can just get lucky and you could just sell a special edition, or you just get really lucky on one thing and now you can sell that to actually collect the thing you do want. So that's one thing I've always liked about Veve. Oh yeah, we can close this now. Or the mirroring, yeah. I don't know how you get up to this many sets. Like how many sets? Leaderboard, top Veve. Oh, I don't think you can look at sets on here. I don't think there's a way to see sets on this, but it's just like, dude, how do you get 274 sets? I know there's quite a few like 1-up sets, but like they're not always like the most cheapest or like the easiest to acquire. And then like now you're digging to like, he might have had like a lot of like incomplete comic sets or something like that. Like all you needed was like an ultra rare or something like that. That's a lot of sets. August, yeah. Leaderboard is a waste of my time. Yeah, I don't know. Like this, for me, the first one is just, you know, how much gems can you pump in the market, right? And you're not even guaranteed to like get something, you know, worth it in return. At least if you're just doing it for that. I'm just collecting normally, and if I just happen to collect extra sets, like cool. But yeah, it's also interesting too how they did it like that and the other announcement like at the same time. So I mean, a lot of the collectibles were getting bought up. I mean, they were only going to stay cheap for so long, but there was a lot of collectibles at like 1 to 2 or maybe 3 gems at most. And then when they announced that, all these started going up in price right away. I think they would have gone up regardless, but I think they were kind of exacerbated because the second giveaway was like, oh yeah, even duplicate sets count. So it's kind of incentivizing whales to just buy like 30 to 40 of certain collectibles. Doc Cover says, I think this challenge should have taken ratio into consideration. I have 210 collectibles and saw a profile with 1,200 that has half of the amount of sets as me. Not really a collector's thing, in my opinion. Yeah, that's what I meant. Well, that's why this is like a challenge. I don't think it's like a collector's thing, but they could take ratio into consideration. It's kind of hard with people with like lower collectible amounts or ratios. Like they would win those giveaways more often. I don't know. Who knows? They might have a percentage ratio one in the future. It just seems like it's a kind of easy one to cheat, or maybe if you can't sell collectibles like as of this announcement and like still get credit or something, because people could just, you know, people that don't already have a lot, they might already sell all their collectibles and buy new ones to complete sets, so they're at, you know, 85% completion because they only have 50 collectibles or something. But or there's a minimum. I mean, there's a lot of ways to go about it. I will say the challenges in general are pretty hard to balance. I would say, like, no matter how Veve approaches it, it's always going to cost either time or money, like gems. It's always either going to be like the first challenge where you just spent, it cost nobody any money. You just spent a ton of time on the app, you know, reposting and liking and following them, and, you know, they follow you and they post that. It was just kind of a whole thing on the app. Whereas this time, yeah, you have to like spend a bit of gems to like play the game. So I think it's going to be hard for Veve to not do a challenge that doesn't involve either you spending some gems or two, you spending a lot of time on the app doing this or that. It's kind of hard not to do one of those two things if it involves a challenge. And that's kind of the whole point, right? It's called a challenge because you have to do something extra or different out of the ordinary. Viewer reward set holders, they should do something for those of us who hold individual collectibles long term. I still have my Todd I bought for 3,200. Yeah, I still have a lot of collectibles I bought like for a ton too. They should do something for those of us that hold individual collectibles long term. Yeah, I mean they could. Yeah, I think if they did have a airdrop, like a Veve airdrop for every person that has held a collectible for at least like 3 years, right? Any collectible, any IP, doesn't matter. It's just one airdrop, but it's across everyone that held it. So at least occasionally people can get rewarded for holding on to their collectibles and stuff like that. But it's hard, right? Like Veve's a business. Like My Collectibles is mentioned. Like they can't just keep making airdrops and spending time developing stuff and just giving it away. I know they make secondary sales. And who knows with like the Veve logo stuff. I mean, I kind of hope there's more stuff than just like Veve logos and all that. Maybe some really cool looking like Veve versus exclusive like items and stuff, or stuff you can put like an AR. Who knows? Yeah, trial and error, no criticism. They're figuring out what works. It's only the second one. I agree. Yeah, it's gonna take a while to figure out the whole challenge aspect of it, but like I said, it's kind of hard to do it and not force people to spend either a lot of time or gems to like complete the challenge. Informant, what's up? Oh yeah, you're saying bye. Thanks for the stream. Have a good weekend, y'all. Yeah, thanks for streaming earlier today and hanging out. When is your next stream? Is it next drop? Or you're not really feeling it? Okay, I can close that. I don't need that anymore. All right, and I'm gonna take these off. I do want to stream a bit longer, but dude, these sunglasses, like with the I don't know, the side bar thing or whatever, dude, they are like hurting. It's hurting my eyes here and hurting the sides of my head here. So I gotta give it a break. Won't go for too much longer. We've already been going for like over 2 hours. All right, so not terribly much longer, but I do want to look at a few more things. Most of the time, I just like going to this comics page and just scrolling down. Sometimes I get a collectible that jumps out at me, and I kind of forget that it even exists. Interesting. Common Fantastic Four for 601. Seems, I don't know why, that seems kind of cheap. I know it's actually a little on the higher end for mint numbers. This thing's loading slow. Common, or no? Common. What's up, Big Oz? Cheers, man. I'm going to dip too. Thanks for the hangout. Yeah, of course. Yeah, just looking at the market really quick. You know, just quick fudding, informants, bags, you know, no big deal. No big deal. Yeah, dude, this is below retail. Okay, it's gone down here before. Okay, actually, it's been lower. It's been down to like 3.5 gems at one point. Yeah, in the last 180 days, it went down to like 3.8 gems at one point. So this isn't... All right, I thought it was a deal, but I guess not. I feel like we could wait a little bit longer on that one. This is another one I've been keeping... I should have been keeping a closer eye on. Venom Lethal Protector. If you guys don't own this, I don't know, I probably shouldn't be telling you guys to buy this before I buy it, but I think this is a, you know, non-financial advice, but this is a pretty decent one to get to. There's only 1,000 of these, and this was part of a, remember this was part of like a secret airdrop thing that happened last con, or 2 years ago. That is wild, dude. I can't believe it's been 2 years, but yeah, this is another one that I've been meaning to kind of keep an eye on. How much has the price changed on this? I feel like 40 gems is actually a pretty decent price. It's gone down as low as like 30. Yeah, I mean, its all-time low has been like 29 gems, so not too far off. Good call out on Lethal Protector. Yeah, I kind of forgot about that. This is exactly why I like to go on the market, and then I'll look down at the list. This is exactly why I want wish lists, because like I forget about these kind of like slightly more niche comics, and sometimes I want to remind myself of them. So like Lethal Protector. I do see Spider-Man 300 here, but I think this one has 20,000 mints, this FA Venom comic. So it's a little bit on the higher side than I would like. I think I still have the full set of this one. $1.69 for first appearance of Omega Red. How many mints does this have again? 6,000? 4,800 in circulation? All right. Oh, I forgot I did it this way. I opened another tab. That's how I did that. I could have sworn I've seen Giant Size X-Men as low as like 12 at one point. X-Men number 5. Also looking decent up there. Okay, so I thought the 220 was the common. I'm like, dude, if the common's at 220, I'm definitely buying like 1 or 2. But that's the uncommon. That's at that price. This is typically what I do when I'm just quick scanning like the market. I just look at a comic and I think if it's cheap, I may or may not buy it, depending on like what the price history looks like. Sometimes I'll look at floor prices too and just see, you know, is the floor thin or... Already looked at Silver Surfer earlier. Ooh. First appearance Wolverine. 8 gems for the uncommon, huh? People really do not like the uncommons. I don't think any of the other big comics like FA Thor or FA Hulk, I think those are worth technically a little bit more than Wolverine. I don't think those are doing... I don't think those uncommons are as cheap as 8 gems. Let me see. I thought I saw Thor up here. Okay, no, it's this Journey to Mystery. It's a different one. X-Men #1. 18 for the commons, 16 for the... Yeah, this was last year's... This is New York Comic Con, but this was actually... Okay, this is actually late 2023, I believe. If it'll load. Alright, it's not that important for me to wait forever for that to load. I'm going to reload this page. I don't know, it doesn't seem like it's updated. Something's going on with Carnage. He keeps appearing at the top. Maybe the comments are just moving a little. I don't know. Planet Death. Comments are looking good. I don't know why, but I did like this. I do like this comic with Bullseye. I really like the uncommon. I had the Ultra Rare for a long time, and I really like the cover. I mean, $1 for the common. I think this is a 20 or 30,000 edition comic. I don't remember. 30,000 edition. So yeah, that's why. I try to steer clear away from the 30K comics unless it's like a Grail or it's just super cheap. If I didn't own one already, I might buy one. Area 54. See, sometimes it starts looping. It starts like showing the same comics again, even though they were just shown like up here. Like we just saw Giant Size X-Men somewhere up here. And then it like showed it again. I don't know, that was weird. Modville moving a little bit. Ooh. I'm keeping an eye on Juggernaut too. First appearance of Juggernaut. I just like X-Men, so anything X-Men related, I'm somewhat looking at closely. Like FA Blob, FA Juggernaut. A lot of these like B tier comics, I'm definitely keeping a close eye on. Especially the ones that are like 10,000 mints or less. Especially if they're less than like 6 or 5. Black Panther. 5 gen. Did this one ever burn? It had to have been, right? I could have sworn like this was still during like an era where they didn't really burn a whole lot of comics. February 2023. So, okay, so this one did sell out. I didn't even read if it was 10,000 mints. Black Panther could be like a sleeper one. I just think other comics are going to pump first before this one. Whoops. All right, there we go. What's Rhino doing? 179, huh? Seems kind of cheap for a Spider-Man villain, and this is probably a 10,000 mint, right? I feel like anything below 2 gems, if you're a big-time villain, especially for Spider-Man, I feel like that's a little on the cheap side. So which one was this? 41. Common. Analytics. All right, what's this done the last few months? Not a huge fan of this chart. On Stacker. $1.75. I guess it's been, this is kind of why I like using my NFT tracker. It just has like the chart and the relevant, like all-time low information and stuff. Where's the common? Oh, there he is. Yes, all-time low was $1.22, but that was probably for like a single day in July. $1.98. Yeah, he's pretty darn low. What do I own? 22, 28. I think this is a decent price for Rhino. I'm not going to buy one now. I feel like sometimes I get in the habit of just like nibbling at comics here and there. And then before I know it, it's like, oh, I've actually spent like 55 gems in the last like 2 weeks. Because I'm just buying 2-3 gem comics here and there. I'm still saving up for something big. Lethal Protector. I'd rather have 3 FA Wolverine common comics instead of Lethal Protector. Well, I mean, remember Lethal Protector only has 1,000 mints total across all of it, whereas Wolverine has what, 10,000 mints? So that means what, like 6,000 commons, and then the rest are whatever variations, right? So it's Hulk 181. I mean, I don't think you can't go wrong with either one, in my opinion, right? Whether it's Lethal Protector or like Wolverine. Yeah, and you're pretty much almost at that exact. I mean, two Wolverines is 30. If you buy 3, it'll take you to 46, so it'll take you a little bit over. But again, not financial advice, but yeah, I mean, you can't go wrong with either one. This is why I say, like, people like, which better, this or that? I'm like, both are good, but it's just like, yeah, it's going to be easier to DCA out of Wolverine because you have 3 versus the 1 Lethal Protector. I mostly just wanted because I just don't have one. And honestly, 40 gems is probably not a terrible price, but I do think the market's going to pull back a bit more in the coming weeks, potentially months, depending on a lot of factors, like whether Veve does an announcement. Is there going to be more regulation around like crypto and NFTs, and there's going to be like a big bull run over the next in the next 2 or 3 months? Who knows, right? But long story short, as long as you're thinking about these types of things, I think you're going to do fine on Veve. As long as you're not just buying random, Toki Dokis or whatever. I mean, if you're a fan, go for it, but you have to think like, what are the... It's not... And actually, I just came to this realization too. It's not just like, who's the lowest common denominator, right? On like Veve, like who's going to join, but it's like, who's the lowest common denominator of like collectors, right? Like most Marvel collectors like Spider-Man, like Wolverine, like DC, like Batman, like Super, like what's the lowest common denominator of like all collectors like in a certain space or group? What's red metallic doing? 285. Someone's pumping these bags. These bags are being pumped. And I can appreciate that. So that's kind of my new strategy, is to get multiples of what kind of the lowest common denominator is for certain collectors or certain things. X-Men logo moving a little bit. I actually bought a logo yesterday. I actually bought a logo yesterday for like 10.19. Yeah, X-Men logo 10.19. So when someone said X-Men logo group, I'm like, oh, I already bought another logo. Yes, I don't have that many. And there technically is a few more, I think, of those logos than like the Marvel ones. But Marvel is like 6 times the price, or 5. What's the Marvel logo going for? I thought it was going for like 80. 75, okay. It's going for like 5 times the price. Let's look at collectibles really quick. Rizzo, floor 888. Luke Skywalker. Dude, they need to... Will it at least appear if I type it this way? Pretty sure I click collectibles. Oh, it's loading. I don't know if it's my internet or if it's actually the actual Veve app. Could be a combination of both, but sometimes it takes a long time for it to load. Like I see the little loading bar at the top. I don't know if you guys can see that. Yeah, it's not. Okay, so it does show up when you type in Luke Skywalker. All right, any other comics we've overlooked? What comics are going to get burned here in the near future? Latest drops. I'm trying to ignore all these. So let's just do this. I feel like when I go to comics, it just gets messy. Latest drops. Okay. Okay, this doesn't show comics. All right. Probably be easier just to look it up on the blog article, comics. All right, what's dropped early? Like early June, late July. Or sorry, late June, early July. Imperial Guard. Is this one burning soon? Or did this one already get burned? This one already burned. This one already get burned? Uncanny X-Men 107? 107. No, it's still in the store. Okay, in about a day or two, this should be getting burned. It looks like there's actually quite a few left. First appearance of Imperial Guard. I don't know much about Imperial Guard, but I mean, looking at these numbers, it was like 2,000. There was like a little over 1,000 that was sold. Let me see here. Also, I need to turn this off. I'm just adding these up. 85, 68. 189 and then 79. All right, so barely 1,100 of these have sold. I don't know if this is a worthwhile comic or not. Probably not. This is my non-collector brain going, okay, this is not worth much in real life. That's probably why. All right. Well, just a heads up, that's going to burn at some point. So, I mean, there might be a small pump with like the commons temporarily, but like, how much is a common going for? 340, huh? Uncommon going for 150. Luke Johnson, what's up, dude? Morning from Singapore. Nice to see you in here. We're actually getting off soon. We've been streaming for like 2.5 hours and I'm getting a little tired. But thanks for stopping by. We're just talking about the market, looking at what's on there. Run Metallics at 285. Special edition is kind of all over the place because it's super scarce and people are putting in bids and prices and stuff all over the place. So it's exciting. Silver Surfer doing anything? Nope. Silver Surfer just still chilling like where he's at before. No one snagged my Lethal Protector, did they? All right, good. Still chilling at 40 gems. That's quick. Market heating up pretty quick. Doesn't take long. Yeah, exactly. I don't think it's like, it's not like new money from like new people coming in. I think it is mostly money from whales that have been, you know, sidelined for a while for a good drop. In addition to that, I do think a lot of old users have actually come back to Veve. I mean, I've seen a ton of new names on Informant Stream and Randy Stream and stuff like that. Like a lot of people you haven't seen in like months or like even over a year that are coming back. Obviously, crypto has done well the last few months, so people are getting excited, especially the last like week, right? Doing really well, so people are getting excited. Let's see here. All right, I can look at the challenges here. Oh, I can't look at the challenges on here. All right, there we go. Thought I had to do it on my phone. Yeah, skipping out on this challenge. I mean, it's insane the amount of new sets that they have. Oh, yeah, I'm ranked. I have one new set. I'm ranked 772. Now, I think I have to get I have to get 5 sets in order to be like probably maybe safe on that leaderboard thing, but there could be a lot of people that just buy a lot of sets the last day and just kind of catch a bunch of people off guard. I personally took 3 months off and focused on Pokemon, which was fun to flip in. Now I'm just dipping my toe back into Veve. Yeah. I mean, I still skip 95% of the drops they do on Veve, right? I do think just mathematically, if you look at the blind box format, you know, more often than not, yeah, you're going to get the common and not do well, right? I know a lot of people were excited on the streams, like they got a, you know, SR or secret edition, special edition, but still like 85% of the people that went for the drop just lost money, right? And in this market with things like moving as much as they are, like I feel like I've just like lost too much doing blind box stuff. Once I get a lot of gems or if there's like more cheap drops, I mean, I still go for degen drops occasionally, mostly if it involves X-Men. But like I passed on this one just because I knew, you know, 40 gems is a bit steep and a lot of people instantly lost, you know, 25 gems plus on the drop, which with those 25 gems, you know, you can buy 10 FA Juggernauts, 10 comics of another thing or that, rather than just straight losing it. But no, don't get me wrong. The fun part, the degenning is fun. That's why you got to go watch Informant and peer pressure him into going for a drop. That's the plan. Spider-Man for 24. Interesting. I don't know. How do you guys feel about the cars, vehicles in general? I've been looking up for some Lambos. Do you guys feel like only the high end stuff, like the SRs or the very well known vehicles, are the only ones that are going to get a lot of attention? Like you almost have to like in a microcosm look at them, kind of like collectibles, right? Like in their own thing. It's almost like looking at like Marvel. It's like, all right, well, within Marvel, I think the like obviously Spider-Man's going to do the best, and then this character, and then like the Avenger characters like Iron Man and stuff. I just don't know a lot about cars. I've heard about some of these cars. Like I know about the Diablo. I know about some of these, but like I don't know how to pronounce half of these. And I feel like there was a point where people were really excited for vehicles, but now I don't know. People seem like a little less excited or the same. I will say, dude, there's something I just noticed here. It's kind of hard to see, but this one actually says Veve on it. I don't think every license plate says Veve, does it? That's kind of cool. Or if they do add utility that you can like customize the license plate, that would be sick. But until then, I do think there was a time where people were really excited for vehicles. Is it just because we haven't had a vehicle drop in a while? Or people are a little less enthused and kind of going more towards like actual animated collectibles and comics? Could use sound. Wonder if that's on the table. It could be, Luke. I mean, the that one motorcycle, dude, I can't believe I actually remember the name. The Triumph. I'm not even a big motorcycle guy, but like Triumph motorcycle, didn't this make sound? You don't go like brr, 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 brr. I can't animate it here, but I thought this one had sound or something. And dude, don't get me started with the fact that like they removed all of the animated / interactive tags and stuff on all the collectibles. Like I honestly, I don't remember which collectibles are even like animated or not. Sometimes I'll buy something and I'm like, oh wait, this is animated? I'm like, oh, that's cool. Why would I bought it way sooner if I would have known it was animated? For cars, yeah, like sound or something like that. With the engines, like their classic engine sound. For cars, I just wait till it's below retail, then buy the color I want. I'm kind of sick of Lambos. So no more when Lambo? Or is that too much of a like 2018 meme? And it's just like way past that point. Ugh. More like a 2020 meme, right? Everything's like pumping and people are like, where, when Lambo? If it does, I want it. What, the sound? Yes, I mean, sounds cool. The Green Lantern character has sound. It's just very loud and kind of obnoxious, but dude, if this guy ever goes to single digits, you got to buy him right away. Green Lantern. Not financial advice, but I mean, you got Hal Jordan, Green Lantern. Yeah, adds a lot of, yeah. It's just one of those things where, unfortunately, like, as much as we have a lot of great ideas and, like, there's a lot of things I would love Veve to do, unless it's, like, a revenue-generating activity, like, I feel like it's kind of hard for them to prioritize it, right? People were like, oh, could you add sound or add utility to old collectibles or, like, make Lenectra look better, right? Like, update her graphics, like... If they did that, like, okay, I might pump temporarily and people like trade it around and they can get fees off that. But for the most part, like they still have to pay someone to like redo the, the 3D collectible and give it an animation or whatever. So it's like, I don't know, like all those things that are like, that'd be aesthetically pleasing, but not necessarily like revenue generating, like will probably get put on the back burner for a while. That's why I'm kind of always a little bit skeptical of like, airdrops or crafts and stuff like that. Like they could maybe get some money in the short term, but if they like went back to like old collectibles and spent a bunch of time like making a new collectible or a series of collectibles for people to like buy or craft, like it takes time and money. I've been selling all trashy comics, and I've nearly reached my goal of buying 10 of each common comics. FA Thor, Hulk #1, Iron Man, X-Men #1, Wolverine, and Avengers, all 10K mint edition. Dude, that's awesome. Yeah, that puts you at what, 0.1 of the market share, which is a decent amount, right? Especially if all the classic covers. That's kind of what I'm going for. I don't know if I'm going necessarily for 10 of each. There's some comics on that list that I have more than 10 of, and then plenty that I don't have even like more than 3. But no, that's it. As long as you have a strategy, and like you can't go wrong with those comics, right? The hardest part is going to be selling them, like when to sell them, and like, you know, what if Hulk starts pumping, and then, you know, do you sell Hulk or do you sell something else to like buy more? I don't know. Yeah, that back burner list is really long at this point. Yeah, it's all like, and honestly, a lot of it is kind of like wishful thinking, you know, on my part. Like me personally, I think for like the comics like this, like when you scroll down, it's a very subtle thing, but it works the same way on PC and the phone. Actually, is the phone like this too? Actually, speaking of, do you think I reminded Veve, or did Veve do this on their own? This burn alert 16 minutes ago, 17 minutes ago. I don't know when I mentioned it, but I'm like, that burn alert should be happening like any day now. Latest drops. Is this it? Yeah, this is. All right, well, at least on. Yeah, well, at least on like on the phone app, you can scroll left to right like the comics, but like on PC, I don't know. It's like, it's always 4 across, and I always have to scroll down and like look at the SR. It looks weird. Like, it's just like very minor, like website changes and things they can do to like make it just like easier to view or whatever. But obviously we put it back in the, I did submit a feedback thing, I think, on that like a few weeks ago. But all right. Yeah, anything else you guys want me to talk about? I'm going to head off here soon in a little bit. I mean, we're pushing almost 3 hours now on the live stream. I think another cheap set for a while was this Disney Villains. Like, I'm trying to remember how much Jafar was. Because I think there was a point where like you could have gotten that whole set for like less than 10 gems. It was pretty crazy. Obviously, it's much higher now because of the set bonus challenge happening. Jafar. I mean, even now, he's only 6 gems. Yeah, there was a time where, yeah, he was going for 3 gems. The ultra rare. That's like the chaser of this like thing, and it's still FA. Technically. Yeah, first appearance of Jafar, technically. I know it has a lot of mints. So that was another easy way, or was an easy way to get another super cheap set. So I like looking at just like the market sometimes, because there's a lot of collectibles I completely forget even existed. Or completely forgot about. I don't know, what do you guys feel about all these special editions? I feel like these... I like the special editions, but they feel like they're just like all over the place. I used to stack 1-gem comics with the intention of burning them later for some MCP, but this feature might take a long time for Veve to implement, probably not until after Bull Run is over. Yeah, we'll see. Or even just... I don't know, it depends on how much MCP you get, and plus, like... I know it feels bad. You get MCP every day anyway, right? Like everyone's a bit different. I think I get like 800 a day, but if you could burn like a $1 comic and you get like 10 MCP, it's like, well, I mean, I would get that over the course of like 2 weeks anyway, or I forgot how many points you technically get. Probably a little bit longer than that, but regardless, I don't know. It feels weird like burning something permanently that you're kind of like acquiring passively anyway, like in the back. I don't know. Either you burn the comics or collectibles for like bronze tickets, then you use that to like buy something else, like a different collectible altogether, or maybe you do get a bunch of MCP. I'm not sure. Yeah, and they're still not really used for MCP either. Yeah, you're right. That's another thing we're waiting on. That's why I'm waiting for like an MCP store. Like if they just once a quarter or better yet tie it to a season, that's a whole nother reason to get people excited for seasons. Because I don't, I thought My Collectibles was going to mention something about like making it more clear like what season we're actually in on Veve. Because like this Thanos released like season 8. I think we're in season 13 right now. It's either 11 or 13 or 12. Let me see. Or 10. All right, so we're in season 10 right now. Each season should have its own, there's market, and then maybe there's like MCP shop or something like that. Maybe you click up here, there's like MCP shop. And it's just Veve licensed IP stuff. And, some stuff costs 100,000 MCP. Some stuff costs 1 million MCP. There might be like 5 things in the store that cost like 5 million MCP, and there's only like 5 max, and the first 5 people that buy it, they just acquire it in their account, right? I think those are the types of things like people want to do, at least with MCP, because that's almost an indirect way of just not transferring, but essentially exchanging your OMI for just gems straight away, right? Depending on what the collectible is and your mint number and all kinds of stuff. But if it's like a seasonal thing, I think it would be fun. SEs are a bit much in my opinion. Prefer if they kept it simple with a great product. Yeah, I don't know. It's almost like I kind of like the idea of it. I just want it to look a little bit more different. Like this one actually does look different enough. Like he's actually like jumping. There's like a web cape on Miguel here. This black outfit looks cool for like the SR. It's almost like they need to come up with a way to have like 2 chasers, and like having something be the ultra rare that was still going to end up being below retail anyway, or like at retail, probably doesn't feel good. So they're like, all right, let's just find a way to get 2 I mean, I'll be honest, I like this format of like, when it comes to blind box, I don't know, I would almost prefer this way. Just like 2 chasers, one being very rare and the other one being, somewhat rare, but rare enough to where you can like go for it a few times, and if you get it, at least you get some money back. Because so far with like every other like blind box, like with most collectibles and stuff, even comics, maybe less so, but with like collectibles, it does seem like it's the usual, all right, common through rare, all below retail. Ultra rare like hovers around retail, just depends on like how many people actually go for the drop. And then the secret rare is the only thing that's profitable, and that's it. At least with this, there's at least 2 collectibles that are profitable. $29.99 could have worked with just UR and SR. Yeah, potentially. Yeah, just make this the UR and like this the SR, or something like that. But who knows? I don't know. They're kind of straying away from URs. They're doing more special editions. I mean, I'm not against it. I don't know if it's just like a subconscious thing, like, because even if the mint numbers were the exact same, I don't know if it's just subconsciously like people just treat URs differently or whatever. But I mean, I'm not against this. Same with crafting. Was never a fan of that. Seems gimmicky, devalues the product. Yeah, I mean, well, that's the issue. I mean, that's something that the community decides on their own, right? If something has a craft, people buy into it, usually at a premium, at least if you're chasing it, at a premium. Right, and then you craft it, and then you can sell the craft as well as the thing that you used for the craft, if it doesn't burn, to like get some of your money back. But yeah, I mean, right now there's a lot of flipping. There's not a ton of loyalty to the collectibles, because I think one way you can make people committed to a collectible or whatever it is to do like reoccurring utility, like more often than just like randomly at any given point, right? Because most of the utility on Veve is just one-off utility, right? You own the set, you get one airdrop, one craft, and then it's done. And then at that point, people kind of figure, all right, the utility's done, or whatever the special thing is for these collectibles are done. So now time to sell it, because this is going to be the peak value, right? There's nothing left to come after this. But if you're getting constant utility, you're more inclined to keep it. Or you just get into it with the hands of a bunch of holders. Foster recent replies on X seems like they're working on something new for Omi staking rewards through Stacker. Okay, cool. I mean, that's kind of what people have been asking for, right? They want to have something else to do with the Omi, or at least some sort of other draw. Because when you really think about it, when people ask like, hey, what can I do with my Omi? Really, it's just, well, all right, you can stake it and then you can buy stuff with it, you know? And usually, I mean, that's good enough for most projects. I mean, there's tons of other projects that offer even less than that with a less recognizable IP and a smaller team, but still do, you know, quote unquote better, or have a higher market cap than Veve. But yeah, I mean, if they just keep adding value to it, if there's more ways or more rewards, staking Omi through Stacker and all that stuff, that would be cool. Yeah, that's interesting. Honestly, not sure what the utility would be. Airdrop, golden tickets. I'm not sure. I mean, that's the thing too. It's like you would have to do it for like every collectible to keep people like interested. You know, everyone gets golden tickets. Everyone gets MCP bonuses. Like, I think that's a bit much. I think what you do is you just leave the market as it is. You know, if people want to dump, that's their prerogative. Like, if you're a long-term holder, you're not bothered by short-term volatility, right? So, you know, it's like if you're planning on holding red metallic Spidey because you think it's going to be valuable in 2, 3, 4, 5 years, like, you don't care what happens to it in the next 2 to 3 months, right? Even after the craft happens and this gets dumped, you know, if you're holding a long-term, it doesn't matter. Like, eventually it'll go in the hands of holders, especially anything Peter Parker, Spider-Man related. X-Men drops number 2 and number 5 are really scarce at the moment, with only a few dozen available on the market. Yeah, you're probably right. I mean, I think we looked at X-Men number 5 a bit earlier, but I think both of those are pretty close bottlenecks to, you know, collecting the X-Men 1 through 10 set. Keep showing me all these. I think if I put a space after it, I think it works. I don't remember. Wait, what was that? Ongoing? Drop ongoing? I don't know why it's coming soon. Okay, that's kind of a weird verbiage. Yeah, it's getting up to $5 on these. Do I not own this? No, I do own a bunch of these. I don't know if I want to know how much I paid for them. $250. Okay. All right. I'm actually in the profit on these. Okay, this one I got on the drop. 10 gems. All right, so I do actually have quite a few of these. I was like, why is it not saying I own it? Usually there's like a tag or like a badge or something like that if you own it. How much did I pay for this one? $250. Okay, I managed to get quite a few of these at $250 then. Yeah, I do. I have a small stack of those. That's also another thing. That's kind of another angle I'm playing at. I'm not really chasing like the Grail comics for the most part. Like, I'm really going for a balance of like scarcity and popularity. Like, I really like, you know, Juggernaut. There's only like 6,000 of them. And yeah, it's a B tier comic, but the scarcity's there. People love the character. And some of these ones like X-Men 5 and 2, it's like maybe not the most popular or well-known. I mean, obviously people know them, but they're pretty darn scarce. Now this one has 2,000 in circulation. Going for $350. So yeah, I do like these comics. I mean, there's going to be a lot more like this. That's what I think is going to happen with this comic. To be honest, all right, I just had it on the list. So I think it's going to happen with this one. I think 2,000 has sold so far. I think there's 1,000 left in the store. But again, like if this one just stays the same and like let's say it burns, not that many more get bought up, but then it burns in 30 days. I think this is going to be the scarcest Fantastic Four comic. That's a 1 through 10 like run. So like these are the ones I'm typically looking for because this is only 3,000 mints. Luke's Fights, what's up, dude? Sub Vibes, it's been a while, and it's Ellen Bats. This is my permanent account from now on. Okay, cool. What's up, Luke? Luke's Fights, all right. You doing like MMA content or something? Or fighting? Actually, I had a friend at my old work. He was my manager, actually. And, God, he was like so shy. He liked sports and stuff, but then like randomly, he said like him and his buddy have like a YouTube channel where they talk about like UFC fights and like gambling, all kinds of stuff. I'm like, dude, I don't know if you're gonna doing that. I didn't know that. Avengers 57 rare. Yeah, what about that one? I don't even know what that one is. Avengers number 57. Oh, okay. Vision. Legend, is that you on the floor trying to sell something? 4 of them at 11 gems, huh? Yeah. This one's cool. I mean, I have nothing against. I mean, if you want to get these comics like Vision and like the classics, Fantastic Four, number 1, number 5, like I like those comics. I'm just going for the ones that have a bit more scarcity, but I do like this one a lot. I do like the cover. What's the actually what's the I was gonna ask what the ultra rare is doing. Common for $1.80 is not bad either. I mean, it's one of those comics where it's like if you don't own one, like you probably should. Like you might as well just go get one. Like yeah, I just own one common. What did I pay for this common? That's the real question. Oh my gosh, it's loading. All right, let's go Veve. Let's figure this out. All right. There's some sort of airdrop. There's something going on, I bet you, with like the Veve website. Is this, did my whole Veve thing crash? All right, let's just do this and pretend like it didn't happen. All right, there we go. Have you seen the New Mutants 86 situation? Only 4 SR minted, less than Bond movie ticket and Aston Martin at 7. New Mutants 87. 86. Oh, this one? Strife? Okay. I forgot that. Dude, that SR cover actually does look kind of cool. Even though, dude, that Vulture's just mean mugging right there. That is really cool. I mean, I'm all for it. And is it worth this much? Like, I don't know. But I think that's what's kind of fun about these burns. Like, all of a sudden, comics that are less well-known or, like, less interesting, all of a sudden become very interesting on Veve because of how scarce they are or how little they are. That's kind of why, like, Lethal Protector, right? Like, it's a very well-known comic. I think there was a bunch of them minted. Same thing with, like, Spider-Man #1. Like, some of the most printed comics ever. But all of a sudden on Veve, they're super scarce. So, but yeah, 4 SRs minted, less than Bond movie ticket, and Aston Martin at 7. Yeah, that's really cool. The question always is how much are people willing to buy? I mean, you can list it for $1 million or whatever, right? But it's just how much people are willing to buy it for. No, I have almost 100. Okay, that's what I did. I did 1v1 battle edits when I started this account, but now I do comic recaps and origin videos. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, dude, if you did like the Veve comics and tied that into Veve and all that stuff, that'd be sick. I kept the name since it's how I started and more subscribers recognize me by that name anyways. That makes sense. Just put comic fights in there, like Luke's comic fights, so it's about comics, and you can talk about that. Ronnie Lido, yo, what's up, dude? Freshly here from the True Media podcast that just ended. Okay, so True Media just ended. Nice. Yeah, I'm fading here a little bit, but I'll hang around a bit longer because you guys are keeping me company. Yeah, I played that game too nowadays. I really like the new burning feature a week after the drop. Most people have already forgotten about it. And the price often doubles within a month. Yeah, I agree. They do tend to do pretty well. Obviously, people knew that ahead of time with Silver Surfer. I mean, Silver Surfer is popular enough to where I knew this was going to do. I didn't think it was going to do this well, though, to be honest. I thought the common was going to be like below retail for a little while. Whales were going to make their move and like buy them all the way up to like 15, like maybe 20 at most. But I was not expecting to go to like 40 at some point. Now it's hanging around 30 for the common. Yeah, and people were like really upset that this was going to like 2,000 instead of 1,000. I mean, no one would have cared if Veve just originally said 2,000 instead of 1,000, but obviously they kind of took back what they said. It makes me wonder if we're just. I do think there's still a lot of comics they could just do 1,000 mints of, right? Like maybe a somewhat notable character, but that's not like too popular in real life, and they just make 1,000 mints of it, right? One that's not that big of a deal, but I think this comic is big enough where like, all right, you do want the mint year and a bunch of other important years available as well. About 2 of them that made the floor 44, and it's been lingering at 30 cents now. Yeah. I'm going to wait for this to pull back to like, it's probably wishful thinking it might pull back to like 20, but it could. Considering like Wolverine, Thor, Hulk, Iron Man, like all those first appearance comics are all kind of hanging around that region, right? Like I think like 12 to 20. And this is pretty darn scarce, so this could get to like maybe to like the low 20s. If it goes below 20, I'm for sure buying it, but I think I'm probably going to buy it when it gets a little bit closer to like 22, 23. We'll see. What about this one? Fantastic Four 570? All right, let's look that up really quick. Oh, this one? Yeah, this one was this airdropped, or this was at like one of the conventions, right? I forgot how people even got this one. First issue of Jonathan Hickman's run at Fantastic Four. It's Adventure, it's family. I don't know enough about this comic to like make a choice. Like honestly, when you get to stuff that's like this scarce, or like it's kind of for certain type of collectors and stuff like that, like the ceiling is just whatever you want it to be, right? It's whatever people are willing to buy. It's just so you're such an unusual niche that like I don't think really like you're also one of the people that is trying to figure out the price of this. Like if you own one of these, like you're one of the less than 10 people who are trying to figure out the price of like what to actually buy and sell this for. You have number 300 or like mint 300 even. Total, so issue 570, total editions, but I don't think that's, a bunch of these got burned. I don't think there's 1,000 in circulation. I don't know how many these are, but I think only about 150 of those redeemed, scarce at the time. Yeah. God, what was the Spider Buggy one? That was like that one came from the Marvel Unlimited like airdrop, like people that were subscribed to like Marvel Unlimited for like a year, they got that airdrop, wasn't it? Like a Spider Buggy airdrop, and that was like super scarce too. I think that was the case. San Diego Comic-Con, it was a card handout. Okay, that's why. Yeah, and I think this was 2 years ago. Yeah, July 2023. Yeah, so 2 years ago. Yeah, like these ones I can't really comment too much on. Like even just You know, Spider-Man Red, it's somewhat easy, but again, it's such thin air. Like, there's no other collectible in the red metallic line that's as scarce as this or as popular as this. I have to just see how the rest play out. Marvel Minus exclusive, really cool. Yeah, that is a really cool cover. I do like that one a lot. What other comics? Let's see if I can find one or two more comics that are worth going after. Dude, I so wish I went to San Diego Comic-Con. Planet Death Error Edition. I think that's so cool. An Error Edition, like an Error Mint. How many editions did this one have? Was this 5,000? Trying to remember. This amazing. This was also another one that was like really recently burned. Yeah, it didn't sell out, but there's still 4,500 editions on this one. This one was already one that people were kind of excited about or like knew about well in advance. ASM number 5, only about 100 minted SRs. Yeah. Yeah, the SRs are definitely scarce, but for some reason, like, there's a lot of comics I'll look at, and there's like less URs than there are secret rares on the market. Like, you can see here, there's 14 secret rares and also 14 URs on the market. Let me look at this one too. Yeah, like, there's less URs than there are SRs on the market. Hello? Sometimes, there it goes. Okay, this is a little bit different. There's 8 Carnages. All right. I don't know if it's just my internet. Let me see. My internet's fine. I just did a quick speed test. I'm like, why is my internet so slow? What's Groot doing? $1.85 for Groot. Is this a 10,000 mint comic or a 20? 20,000. Okay, I figured it was on the higher end. I know this one's like really scarce in like real life, but this one not so much. Thought there was something with Groot there. Thought we had something. Thor 364. Yeah, we'll check that one in a second. I'm trying to think if there's any other comics I've been kind of like keeping an eye on. Maybe it's on this list. Nope, it's not. All right. 364. All right, let's check that out really quick. Was this Throg? First appearance of Frog Thor, aka Throg, aka Puddle Gulp. Is there no ultra rares? Or no rares? Yeah, there's no rares on the market. $1,700 in circulation. Yeah, that's pretty darn scarce. A frog. I become a frog. All right, I see you, Thor. There it is. The most expensive comic you've ever laid eyes on. Pepe Thor. It's got to be. Scarcity is way across the board. 70K to less than 1K. Very interesting dynamic. Yeah, I mean the first appearance of Green Goblin is the one that has the most mints, which is 70,000. And then there's other, like you said, comics that have 1,000, 2,000, or even less than that. Like this one has 1,700. So that's kind of where I'm spending most of my time and attention on, like comics that are ideally less than 5,000 or 6,000, like mostly 5,000. But unless it's like a really popular comic, like, you know, X-Men #1. I'm trying to remember the list you mentioned. I don't know if it was you. No, it was someone else. Yeah, like the Vil here. Unless it's like Hulk, Thor, X-Men, Wolverine. Like, if it's those comics that are 10,000 mints, then yeah, I don't mind getting those occasionally. But I'm still trying to focus on the ones that are like really cheap and I think undervalued. But cool, guys. I'm going to hop off. Yeah, I've streamed for over 3 hours today. So Grails at 10K was the perfect sweet spot. I think so, too. It's a very good middle ground between it being scarce enough to where it like actually holds a decent amount of value, but still being enough mints to where everyone has a chance to like get it in the secondary or at least buy one eventually. Yeah, I do like the Grails at 10 for the most part. That's why I have absolutely nothing against Fantastic Four #5 and #1. Like a lot of those like 60K comics, 30K comics. Because how many? I don't think there's not as many 60K comics as we think. I remember looking at this the other day. Release date. We'll flip this. We'll just look at the commons for now. Because I think Deadpool was the last 60,000 mint comic, I believe. So it's like MC1, first appearance Loki, Fantastic Four #1, and then New Mutants. And I think after that, I don't think they did any more 60K mints. This might have been 60K, actually. I don't remember. 48. Okay. Where was the last 60K? Was it this one? Obviously, Avengers 8 was the first 10,000 mint comic. 21. I think after that, they started just... X-Men #4. Yeah, this one's 30,000. Yeah, I think the last 60K comic was actually Amazing Spider-Man #1. I remember it was like one of the big comics. So yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, let's say 4 or 5-ish. Big comics are 60K. Everything else is like 30, 40, 20. And then you have the newer stuff that's like 20 and 10,000 mints. And then for some reason, randomly way over here, first appearance of Green Goblin. This one had 70,000 mints between them. So Big Top Propaganda #1. Let's go. Thanks for chatting. Thanks for hanging out, everyone. Thanks for the stream. Yeah, hey, Moon, I'm heading off right now. I've been streaming for over 3 hours already, and I'm getting a little bit tired. But yeah, thanks for hanging out, guys. Hope you guys take care. Catch you next time. And please double and triple check all of your listings so you don't screw yourself over.